What up, Tuesday painting crew? Tubbleberry Live says, hello all. Also, Lumberjack Tim wanted me to know that he watches all, or he or she watches all my content regardless of the subject matter. Thank you, I appreciate that. We got a sub from somebody in the beginning, but I missed it. Who do we miss?
If Streamlabs would tell me, I could tell you.
Flossmith's one of them. Thanks for the sub, Flossmith. Appreciate it. Looking forward to the stream today. Awesome. Love to hear Almighty Spaz. Also, someone said, Grandpa Jerbear finally working from home so I can grab one of these. Happy to have you.
Lord Aryat Khan 1234 subscribed.
Thank you.
And said, Happy Tuesday.
Woo! Tuesday is the greatest day of the week. It isn't, but you know. Streaming honestly makes it nice. For the same reason that John and I enjoy doing the podcast, streaming is also nice because like what you do during the stream is largely solved. You're just like, I'm just gonna paint and that's it. And in the podcast, we're just gonna talk shit and that's it. It's like there's nothing to think about really while you're doing it. It's just kind of fun. So it's nice. What up, Gwiz509? I need some more water in my palette here. Whenever you're filling up your wet palette, you want a decent amount. You want enough for the sponge to be oversaturated and overfilling with water. But you don't want it to be spilling on top of the paper. Basically, you want just like the sponge to stay pretty like wet as long as possible. And that's like right to the point of it overflowing onto your paper. Because then it'll last the longest. Rolls Royce, thank you for the 8 months of subbing. What up, PC Tyler? Sammy says, Scott, I love Tough the way it is. The longer, the better. I trust you guys to stay true to the podcast if you do make changes. Yeah, I think one thing that'd be interesting to try out would be to just like try out a different segment. So like, I would say the weakest one, like the one that's not as interesting, people have less passion about, is probably the news segment. It's like if that got replaced, what would it get replaced with?
The Spain of Plastic just subscribed.
The
2 months in a row.
Plastic. 2 months, thank you. Also, Tollberry Live, thank you for the prime sub. Painting time indeed. Oh, have a good rest, Plank Walker.
I mean, it's going to be creaming time pretty soon.
Oh yeah, we're getting pretty close. Replace news with reviews. That totally is a possibility. Xander Zone 2424. Thank you for the subscription. And Mark says, woo, got charged shipping. Exciting. Hell yeah. We just charged South America and North American cards for the shipping for the Kickstarter campaign. And so if you, I think Amber told me that 200 some cards had issues, that they were not up to date or had problems. So if you were a backer of the Kickstarter campaign and you were supposed to get charged and you didn't, it's likely because there is an issue with the info in Kickstarter's end, backer kit's end, so make sure to kind of figure that out. I'm glad to hear it, Breaking Prime. I guess if something's gotta go, I won't cry too hard about losing the news. Have a good stream today, bud. Thanks, man. Yeah, we don't even know if something's gonna go, but we might try something out for like 2 episodes, and if people like it, it'll stay. And if not, it won't stay. You know. Haywo said on stream last night he wants to play a game of Sigmar with you on TTS. Let's see it. I don't know why he's saying that now, because I haven't talked about AOS in a long time.
That's why he's saying it.
Oh, is that why?
That's what I think.
He wants to hear my rage?
No, he wants to bring you back to the land of Sigmar.
Okay. I would mean, yeah, sure. An opportunity to play against someone maybe can teach me about the game. I'll always take that. Looking forward to the Kickstarter models. Me too. I'm looking forward just to selling them on the internet and moving on with my life and making other models. It shouldn't have taken me this many years to make another model after making the Duchess. Reaper Miniatures with rated 32. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. He's not the type to try to rally you up. He'd just advocate for the game. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of just messing about. You're doing what on stream? We're painting Neferata. We got to do the cream highlights.
Yeah, we're putting cream on Neferata.
Yeah. Pixel Pulsed. What does the message say?
Almost Wednesday.
Almost Wednesday, indeed. What happens on Wednesday?
Everything.
Everything happens on Wednesday. We're gonna paint some gems first. Or are we? Maybe we won't actually.
What we come here is the decisive miniature painting decision.
Yeah, I suppose we can do the gems first. That won't impact the cream highlights later on.
Crazy Eights Commando subscribed with Prime, and then Knox Geek. 25 months.
Thanks for the subs, guys.
Says, afternoon, Miniac. Hope all is well.
All is pretty well. I started a video. Oh, it's pretty much done. I just need to edit the ad for it and get approval. I started a video about designing a game. And I invite you guys along with me in that process. I want your feedback. I want your suggestions. It's gonna be the first series on my channel in a very long time. And I'm very much so looking forward to it. It's a lot of fun to talk about game design and stuff like that, and just kind of, have fun with the process. And so I'm excited to start the series and like try to make an interesting series on my channel, and also hopefully by the end of it have an interesting game at the end. We'll see though.
The name of the game, Heavy Metal Marines.
Nice. I actually have no thoughts on the name of the game at the moment, which is weird. I like to name stuff. Speaking of games though, how much does matte varnish knock back the shine on metallic paints? I'm scared to try it myself. What if you just like paint like a spoon? I shit on spoons a lot, but they're fine for like testing stuff like that. Like just spray paint a spoon silver and then varnish it and see what happens. But yeah, it obviously depends, because just like with acrylic paint, the more layers of matte varnish you put on, the more matte it will get. It applies semi-translucently, like in layers. So it kind of depends on how much you're diluting it, how you're applying it, how much of it you're applying, what brand it is, what paint it's going on top of. There's a lot that it depends on. So might as well just test what it is you're gonna do on something else to see what it looks like. All right, I'm gonna start by painting the gems black. I find that for most gems that I paint, which are often like darker colors like green or reds or blues, the darkest shadow is often black. So I just start with black. You could start with a darker color. Like if you're doing yellow gems, starting with orange would not be like ridiculous. Still need to varnishes, but I need them for this project I'm working on. Yeah, varnishes are not an evil thing, or a good thing. I don't know. Kind of just they're. Do you need them or not? I might actually paint the outline of the gem in gold first, and then do the black second, because that'll be easier to do. And so I'll get a little gold paint out, and we'll paint the edge first, and then we'll do the gem second. Old gold.
Grandpa Jerbear wants to know, will you ever do a mini with robotic or electrical parts like lights or motors?
Like actual lights or motors?
I mean, I think so.
So I have a video idea in my list of video ideas to take a Rhino and turn it into an RC car. And so, doesn't that sound like a fun idea though?
Yeah, I'm down.
Like even like with real tank treads, like that would be like a really cool video. And so that would involve robotics. I messed around with that in college a little bit. I took a couple robotics classes. So I kind of know how to do it a little bit. But yeah, that was a long time ago though. So maybe I can't remember anything. Cream Team report for duty. I watched the heck out of that. Hell yeah, awesome. Glad to hear it. Yeah, it's a fun excuse to combine a little bit of electronics with the hobby. I don't know. I have no idea when that will actually happen. But I guess to answer your question, yes, I definitely am interested in some kind of combination of the hobby and electronics, whatever that is. Whether that's like a castle gate that comes up and down automatically, and then fog kind of rolls out. How cool would that be if you had like a castle gate that had a little motion sensor, which I actually have a couple of these, that would trigger a couple of things. It would open the castle gate, the fog would roll out, and maybe it would like play some kind of like funny Halloween music and like some flashing little LEDs. Like honestly, once you program like the trigger, like you can add anything you want on to that you want to build, right? It wouldn't be a big deal.
Yay, featured chat isn't working again.
Yay! Oh, Scott, just get the ball rolling already. What movies have you seen recently, and why isn't it Predator? Hey, I've seen the original Predator. I'm there.
Maybe they mean the Predator remake.
I think the only movie that I've watched recently that I haven't told you guys about was I watched the 1999 Mummy again.
The original Mummy?
Yeah.
I mean, not the original, but the first one in the series of Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Which is arguably the best adventure movie ever made.
Yes. But the rest I've already seen or told you about. Samsara, Miracle Mile, Wolf of Snow Hollow, Speak No Evil, The Church, and I watched Dune again. That was all last weekend. Prey was the best side qual. I haven't seen side qual, or sorry, I haven't seen Prey yet. It's called side qual. But yeah, fantastic movie, no shame in that. Hell yeah. I haven't seen a lot of movies though. What movies have you seen? What I will tell you while you're telling me that is Amber wanted me to watch her play, what's the name of that video game? Breath of the Wild. She was like, I want to play Breath of the Wild. Do you want to watch me play it? And I was like, sure, why not? And I was like, while I am watching you play, I'm going to buy and install For Honor. And I even told Evan this. I was like, Evan, I want to play For Honor. What do I need to know? Because he's a For Honor pro.
I played that game enough that I actually smashed a keyboard. It was pretty great.
There you go.
It's the only time I've raged hard enough to break something in my life.
I've done it. We've been there. I smashed a keyboard playing Crysis. I get it. No shame. So then I watched her play Breath of the Wild for like an hour, and I'm like, I want to play this game. And so then instead of playing For Honor, I played Breath of the Wild for hours. It's a lot of fun. It's a really good game. It's very thoughtfully designed, and it's I've been looking for a game like Diablo, but with a more of a compelling combat system. And while I feel like Breath of the Wild is a little bit heavy on the puzzles, there still is an interesting combat system in the game, and so it's kind of scratching that itch that I need. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
I spent my entire weekend playing Diablo, basically. I was going to go play Shatterpoint at the store on Saturday, but my mom's car exploded on the way to the cabin, so I had to spend about half my day on Saturday rescuing her.
Damn.
But then the rest of the time, Diablo.
Yes. Awesome game, just so beautiful. Yeah. Super Mario Bros. My wife saw that movie in theaters and she liked it a lot. Well, she didn't like it a lot, but she was like, "This is a decent movie." She was pleasantly surprised.
It was a movie film for theaters.
Yeah. It's a good crowd pleaser.
Still need to go see Fast and the Furious 10.
You don't need to see that.
Yes, I do.
Okay, fine. Our recent watches were Quiet Place 2, Living, Leave No Trace, Judas and the Black Messiah, and The Sound of Metal. The only one I've seen of that list is The Sound of Metal. My wife and I thought it was quite good. My 4-year-old daughter watches it every day now. Woo! Goddamn!
Rip.
I couldn't take that. But I know that's like a very common thing for a lot of toddlers is to get attached to a movie and then want to watch it a ton.
That's all they want to watch.
Yeah,
they don't want to watch the other thing.
Yeah, my nieces and nephews are all about, for a period of time, they were all about Hotel Transylvania, and that's all they wanted to watch and stuff like that. So.
Yeah,
definitely
I wonder if there's a way to trick your child into not understanding that recordings are repeatable.
Oh, man.
It's like a setup thing that you'd have to start right away and just never let go of. You can never listen to the same song again from a recorded thing. You can never watch the same movie again. It's one and done.
It's like everything's playing on cable television. It's like, it's playing right now.
That's
We gotta
right.
watch
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Here's how you do it. You don't use the streaming service in front of them where you just pick the movie.
Yeah.
You have like the streaming service on a computer, and then it's screen sharing.
Yes.
Oh, let's tune in and see what's on. Oh, wow, it's Pinocchio.
And it's starting right now.
That's right.
I watched Lilo and Stitch at least 1,000 times without exaggeration. NGC says, "Oh my gosh."
I think that movie for my little sisters, there were a couple, Spirited Away and The Road to El Dorado got played a lot.
Oh yeah.
When they were young, but maybe just outside of toddler range, but still it was just kind of the default put it on the TV thing.
Okay. That's fun.
I rewatched The Road to El Dorado, I don't know, 3 months ago. I think I talked about it on stream. That movie rocks.
Kurosawa film.
The Idiot Painter says it's a great idea until they won't stop a meltdown until they see the movie again and the parents eventually give in just for some peace. So as a non-parent, my stance is I do not negotiate with terrorists. I will not be held hostage.
Timothy M. Stepansky is getting a little dirty in chat right now. Relax, Tim. My daughter's favorite current obsession movie is Pom Poko. Never heard of that.
Don't know what that is.
Although Pom looks like another word, and I was very concerned about Mike Genie's parenting abilities.
Listen, it's 2023.
Anyone can do anything they want as long as they're not hurting someone else. That is the ultimate flag for you can do it. Parenting is nothing but terrorist negotiations.
Yeah, you're right. And, I don't have kids, but I've worked in schools. And I took a distinctly different stance than some educators and teachers, which was I do not negotiate with terrorists.
We all say that, but a screaming 2-year-old with infinite endurance and lung capacity, yeah. Yeah.
There's a magical invention, and I know that this is going to sound very harsh, but they're called earplugs.
I thought you were going to be like, they're called bandanas. Like, it's like, Jesus Christ. That was better. Someone watched All Quiet on the Western Front and it was bloody brilliant. Yeah, that's a classic movie.
Is that one of the ones that your dad likes, Scott?
Yep.
Yeah.
That and The Bridge Over the River Kwai.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone in the chat has played Journeys into Middle-earth, but me and one of my board game groups have now played it 3 times. And we've played through 3 missions in the Bones of Arnor campaign. We played it on normal difficulty and we have lost every single time. So I don't know if we're doing something wrong or if the game is just really hard. Who knows if it's hard or not? Gilded Lion Mini has gifted a sub. Appreciate it. Oh, The Bridge to Terabithia? Yeah, I remember that game. I was going to say it's called Benadryl, but bandanas are cool too, I guess. I mean, yeah, these are all kind of brutal. You can drug your child, you can gag them, you can... Yeah, no, we don't recommend any of these things. Especially as non-parents. El Shalafai, thank you for the Prime sub.
You know, we got sidetracked, and I don't know if you ever finished the topic. You said, speaking of games, like 10 minutes ago, and I don't know what you were going to say.
I think
Was it the video game topic?
Yeah, I think I just wanted to mention how I'm really enjoying Breath of the Wild, and all of my like in real life friends are very pumped that I am playing that game because I'm not the kind of person to ever play a game like that, but I'm really enjoying it.
I would love to play that game, but I don't have a Switch and I don't intend to give Nintendo any money. So I'm kind of trapped for now until I figure out a way to play it on my computer.
Why don't you want to give Nintendo money? Is it for a reason?
Nintendo is kind of notoriously anti-consumer, particularly the consumers that really love their products. They have a real knack for just like being a bad company in the gaming space. You know, trying to prevent people from streaming it or running events where the games are played, or, you know, criticizing the company on YouTube. I know that there are emulators, but it's time and effort type thing more than anything.
Control undo. Just because another company has the same behaviors as Blizzard does not mean that Blizzard gets off scot-free. Best video game of all time, Fallout New Vegas. That is one that my friends also love a lot that I've never given time of day, and I bet you're right.
I'm right there with you, Jay. I don't think that it's the best of all time, but it's certainly very up there.
Open world games normally overwhelm me, and I just stick to the main quest. Breath of the Wild was one of the first where I enjoyed just exploring. Yeah, honestly, I'm with you there, because like I can walk it. You know, basically my method right now is to go find a tower, expand my map, and then from the tower I will like pin shrines and then walk to the shrines. That's kind of like what I'm doing right now. And then in the process of doing that, I just find so many things that are so interesting, and then I stop and do that thing, and then continue on my miniature side quest. I might find a side quest, might find a mob that I want to kill, might find like some new thing to interact with. Yeah, I'm kind of just doing shrines right now for the moment and expanding my map. It's a lot of fun. No one mentioned anything about Journeys into Middle Earth. Am I shit? Well, someone asked, how are the minis?
It's a board game.
They are very heroic scale, like very cartoony. But they're paintable though. They're paintable. Like I would say they're more paintable than some CMON minis. But they do that at the cost of them looking really blobby sometimes. So it kind of depends.
You know, there's another game thing that we should talk about.
What's that?
Majestic 13 is out.
Yes, Majestic 13 dropped. Uncle Adam and Vince Venturalla's new game that they're working on, their boss battler.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. We'll talk about it again this week because it's pretty sick.
Thank you, Control Undo. I appreciate it. But yeah, Majestic 13 is their alien boss battler, where you can take on any number of bosses in a fun instance in a near world future, kind of like Men in Black or something like that.
Yeah, I've been trying to get someone to give me the Tyranid half of the Leviathan box.
Oh, there you go.
I just want to use the big Tyranids as monsters from Majestic 13. It's perfect. Got big floating brain guy. You got really, really big bat dude. You've got the weird corpse eater and stuff. They're all great bosses.
Yeah, that would definitely work.
Also, Left Coast Life subscribed with Prime, and Joyous Night just resubscribed with Prime.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
And for those that don't know, we are doing a giveaway when we hit 50 subs. We're doing a Gamer's Grass care package. It's mostly sci-fi stuff, but there's a couple of wasteland type things in there too. Tufts, etc. And that's what we're giving away when we hit 50 subs, and we're about 15 away now. 16? 16 away.
Okay, OSW is in Kiki, thank you.
Unless it hasn't been moving.
Oh, the sub goal? Yeah. Jime is difficult and requires you to focus on, hyper-focus even, on your objective in order to succeed. If you hang around Fight enemies, you will often fail. We taught our 7, 10, 12-year-old kids to play it, and they love it. All right, so we're just killing things too much. Well, there's also like these like encounter tokens or whatever they are. They're like, I forget what they're called. They're like, it's like a token that implies something bad is happening, whether it's like a landslide or it's a group of mobs. We interact with these things and it kind of just slows us down so much. So maybe it just feels bad, you know? I feel like the normal difficulty level for a board game, it shouldn't require you to have prior knowledge in the game to beat levels 1 and 2 at least. Like by that point, yeah, ramp the difficulty up. You kind of know how to play the game, you understand the mechanics. But the very beginning, that is not obvious. I'm surprised how much I like the Gamer Grass laser plants. You have to use a whole pack for one base, but they look pretty sweet. Yeah, they do look pretty sweet, honestly.
Yeah, there's not a ton in a pack, but they're awesome.
Yeah. They're certainly not like, I don't know, as someone who's like pretty snobbish about like the quality of my models, you know, I would never want to like put paper plants on them, but it doesn't look that bad at all. It does feel bad. Play on the easiest difficulty and you'll get much more time to explore. We had the same issues. Okay, so we'll just play it on adventure mode then. We also don't have Aragorn. We have the Bard. I'm playing the Bard. Bilbo, who is just an inspiration machine. Gimli and Legolas, which feels like a fairly fine balance. They're all good at different things, but I don't know if Aragorn is necessary. My face when I get all my survivors wiped in a bad Kingdom Death tutorial battle. How much do they cost, Illusionary Voice? What does a sheet of that cost? I actually don't know.
I think you get 2 sheets per package, or is it 4 and they're like $10?
All right, now we're gonna do some, well, I'm just gonna clean up some area where I got gold. This is clearly not the same color as what the khaki used to be, and I will try to fix that. Maybe I shouldn't even bother cleaning this up for the time being. I'll just do the gems now, and then we'll focus entirely on the cloth afterwards. All right, for the first shadow color for the gems, we'll do Dark Shadow from AK Interactive.
Dark Shadow Flesh.
Dark Shadow Flesh. Nice dark red color. 11 Canadian, gotcha.
Man, I went to go look to see if our sub bar was working, and then no one subbed, so I've just been staring at it, waiting. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed with Prime in a while, now's a good chance.
So Evan
One sheet is $11 Canadian. Yeah, that's pretty expensive.
Yeah. Although I bet they have an amazing return on investment for that product. Lord Area Can, thank you for the gifted sub.
Okay, it is working. It did move. Went to 35. So we are 15 away from our giveaway.
Nice.
And Readin, subscribe with Prime. Oh yeah, so last week, I believe it was last week, was the Xbox game event that I can't remember what they call, Game Celebration Slam Expo.
That sounds right.
Some bullshit like that, right?
Yeah.
Bunch of trailers for upcoming games.
Yes.
I'm gonna let chat guess what trailer I actually was most hyped by.
Is it a space?
Xbox Games Showcase. Thank you. Yeah, it is not a space game. It is not Starfield.
Okay. Starfield, Pelland.
Albino Black Sheep got there real fast.
Got there.
Mortal Kombat 1, baby.
Mortal Kombat 1.
For whatever reason, the thing that excites me most right now in gaming is the ridiculous story mode campaign in the Mortal Kombat games. It's not even the gameplay, which is fine. They're solid fighting games, cool brutality, etc. Yeah, But no, it is the campaign in Mortal Kombat games that I find to be the most exciting upcoming thing in gaming.
Why?
Because they are so ridiculous and so good. NetherRealm Studios, by just taking their source material seriously, but not like in a this is serious stuff, just like, yeah, we're going to pay attention to all the stuff that we've written before and work with it, has for the last 3 games just been killing it on like really bizarre but fun multiverse type stuff happening.
So is this not the same company that originally developed Mortal Kombat?
I'm not sure. I think that it's traded hands a couple times.
Oh, I would never have guessed that happens. It's a prequel.
It's
Mortal
not.
Kombat.
It's not a prequel. It's so. Spoilers for Mortal Kombat 10 and 11, but the finale of those games resets the timeline, and things are different. It's like like a remix the whole way through. So this is a start of a new timeline where instead of Lord Raiden being the ones to put together the defenders of the mortal realms, it's Lord Liu Kang, because Liu Kang is the one that like finishes the fight and becomes a new god. So Liu Kang is now the god of fire, and Raiden is just some chump with, you know, some lightning powers or whatever. So it's like a whole different thing, because Liu Kang was always the like chosen one point of view character, and now he's like the backing money or whatever.
Okay. MK has never traded hands. Okay.
That's not quite true.
The Miniatures Tavern, thanks for a rate of 10. Appreciate it. I can tell the chat's just going to turn into Mortal Kombat time, so I'll take a break here to just paint this model.
It's combat time. So NetherRealm Studios was spun up when Midway Games went out of business, and they got bought up by Warner Brothers. Well, they got split up, but yeah.
I am highlighting with what seems to be AK's brightest red color called Deep Red.
It's so bizarre to me that fighting games oftentimes don't connect with regular audiences at all because they're just focused on the fighting game mechanics. You know what I mean? Like that genre has died out a lot.
Has it?
I think so.
I feel like it's never been a super... Well, I guess it was a super huge thing like when arcades were a thing, right?
Exactly. The social aspect of like getting together and playing against your friends at the arcade made fighting games huge for a period. You know, around the time that the original Mortal Kombat dropped, and you know that was like the Street Fighter 2 and 3 days and so on.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, the genre does fine. It's the same sort of thing as like racing games used to be a bigger portion of gaming, but they still sell well.
Okay.
But I think part of the reason that they often fail to appeal to regular audiences is because they don't have anything beyond the appeal of just mastery of the system. You know, like the Street Fighter stories are paper thin. And so the reason that I'm really excited about Mortal Kombat, and the reason that I liked For Honor as well, was because they had lore and a setting that they were going to use and take seriously.
Do they take the setting seriously in For Honor?
They did.
So do you think the campaign is worth playing?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
If nothing else, it's a good long tutorial for the basic mechanics of the game, which is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Evo is still, don't get me wrong, like the competitive scene for these games is massive. I'm not trying to say like no one plays fighting games. That's not what I mean. I just mean like it's not like a market segment that shares the majority of the mind share of gaming right now.
I think the same things about MOBAs.
I would agree, yeah. Obviously financially successful, there are plenty of people playing, but it is not like where the gaming mind share is.
All right.
Huddleston broke 2 controllers playing For Honor. That's twice the amount that I did.
I really enjoyed the campaign for Honor. Nice. I'll tell you what. Thirsty Thursdays with like 2 to 3 friends and a fighting game is choice. Ooh, what's everyone's favorite way to spend a gaming session?
Sitting behind a computer watching other people play.
Oh no. Yeah, no, I get you. Smash Bros. Still kicking board games? But what board games? What's your current squeeze? What are you into? RTS games currently? Let's get more specific. Give me beers and Root. Okay, Root right now. I know that Eon's Battle likes Root a lot. The wife and I are enjoying a little couch co-op with some D4. Okay.
That game has couch co-op? It just gets better and better.
Wait, of course it does. That's the whole point of Diablo, isn't it?
No.
That it has co-op on the console?
No.
Am I crazy right now? What?
He might be. I don't know.
I played D3 co-op with my brother-in-law on the couch.
I mean, that's cool. I didn't play Diablo 3.
Oh, okay.
I played Diablo 2 for like 10 million hours. Like every year I'd be like, oh yeah, I have Diablo 2. I could play that again. Reinstall it. But Diablo 3 came out and they made those controversial decisions with the real money auction house. And I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm out. And then I realized that game came out just before I started my radio job, which I still do. And it just makes me want to die. That was 11 years ago. The Dork Depot says, date night last night, my wife and I got takeout and sat down and played Diablo 4 for like 3 hours.
Nice.
That's pretty sweet. Gilded Lion Mini says, why waste time playing Diablo 3 when I can cut trees in RuneScape? Yeah.
Frozen Hollow, at least the Prime sub, appreciate it. I'm a tabletop RPG guy, but haven't had a game for a while. Otherwise, I'd be going through a few games. Total War, Warhammer have been a bit one this year. Been a bit one this year? Yeah, I got you. D3 was kind of lame. Path of Exile, I should try Path of Exile.
You should just come play Diablo. Curtis says that he's going to play it.
I do want to play it. I mean, it just seems like aesthetically it's my kind of game. I will try it out, but I think I'm going to wait until it's not $60.
Here's how we make Scott enjoy Diablo. Scott plays a hardcore character and just treats it like a gigantic roguelike.
Okay.
Because hardcore character, you die, you're dead, you're done.
I don't know if I would enjoy that.
It's a little easier combat, but yeah, you could be 40 hours in and die, and you got to start the game over.
If you have analysis paralysis, PoE will send you into anxiety attack.
Yeah, PoE is it's got that problem where it's a game that's been around for like a decade or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just all the content is there that they've continued to add over time because it's a free-to-play game. So it's just there's infinite amount of stuff everywhere all the time.
I kind of, unrelated to the conversation we're having right now, but related to what we were talking about before, Diablo is to League as Dota 2 is to PoE. Oh, that can't be that true. I mean, I will take any opportunity to shit on League as much as possible, but I gotta imagine that Dota 2 and League are pretty similar in terms of complexity. Sure, maybe there's more characters in Dota 2, maybe there's a little bit more items, but
are there more characters in Dota 2?
I don't even know. I'm like as an example. I think
there are more League characters.
There could be, but I gotta imagine they're pretty similar levels of complexity. Anyways, I want to put a poll out because I love polling you people. I just love it. I can't get enough of it. I'm curious how many of you would care if we moved to YouTube. Not saying that we're going to, but I'm living under an assumption right now that might be wrong, and I want to just test it without saying anything, and I'll say what my thoughts were after the fact. But yeah, how many of you would? How about this? Prefer YouTube or Twitch for your chosen streaming platform? Dota 2's inner and hidden mechanics are absolutely crazy. That could be true. So things like wave cutting, things like pulling creep aggro, things like defensive creep aggro, like all these ideas, I guess could be pretty ridiculous. Turn rate, yeah.
All right.
You guys played Root live on stream. I'll figure out how to subscribe.
I've got a three option poll here. Because there's also the option of people don't care, they'll watch us wherever regardless.
Yeah, sure.
YouTube would be better, Twitch would be better, or yeah, I will watch anywhere. So if you don't have a strong preference and you're just like, I like Scott, or the one person out there that's like, man, I watch for Evan. Fuck that Scott guy.
Yeah.
Then click on the no preference. But if you really strongly feel attached to Twitch, go for Twitch.
Yeah, and like for whatever reason, like don't do it for a reason based on our convenience. Like I want to hear your opinion as a consumer of content. Rufus says I have no Bezos bucks to give on YouTube. That's fair. You can't do free Prime subs. Also, I have come to appreciate the rich feature set on Twitch. That is one of the biggest sells as to why we were on Twitch initially. It's just because it is clearly designed for live streaming and has the feature set to back it up.
Yeah, YouTube's been catching up in that regard, but there are still some things on Twitch that YouTube just doesn't have as far as like.
Yeah. But again, answer the question based on what your personal preferences are.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna put some gloss varnish on these Jimmy Jims. I need to cut a hole. That doesn't matter to me. And also have live DVR. Oh, does that mean like you can like reverse a live stream back in time?
Can wind it back.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, you can pause it. Like actually pause it rather than just freeze the stream and then click resume, basically.
Yeah. Right. Okay, that's nice. Man, there's nothing quite as satisfying as like clearing a clog just like super easily. Just all falls away. Love that. All right, we're gonna use some Mod Podge Dimensional Magic here. Really, you can use any gloss varnish you want. This is a water-based one, so I can thin it to the right consistency, and it's very glossy. Just to paint over the gems, to give them a little bit of an extra shine. You can do that on Twitch if you clip it. kind of a forced thing. Dual streams would be ideal if it isn't against TOS, and unfortunately is as a partner on Twitch to dual stream. Could always just be, I don't even think you can do it as an affiliate, actually, now that I'm...
Yeah, I think that's part of the changes that they're doing now. They also used to allow you to... I don't know, there was some weird stuff in the old contract where it was like only the actual competing platforms they cared about.
Oh, okay.
But now it's just streaming platforms are all considered equal and blah, 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 blah.
Gotcha.
The Zoinked says, would you not have a much bigger reach on YouTube because of your subscriber base? We'd probably be streaming to the Miniac's backlog channel rather than the main channel, for the most part.
But you are right, though. I think even though we would be doing that, I would think that just because my main platform is on YouTube, people are generally more happy with being on YouTube, so there'd probably be more reach. That's just an assumption. Can you multi-stream? Not so much with our current arrangement with Twitch. They don't allow it.
Yeah, someone also was asking a question up above somewhere, and then I lost it.
Okay.
Come back to me.
Come back to me.
Oh yeah, Huddleston was saying, I really prefer YouTube's live streaming stuff, but no one is there, and discoverability is just not there. I think there are plenty of people there. Discoverability is just different on YouTube. I think it's actually better on YouTube. The issue is that Twitch creates a whole bunch of walled gardens. You don't really have recommended things on Twitch outside of the category that you're in. And, you know, far be it from me to say that this is completely true, but I feel like everyone watching in the Warhammer category knows who Scott is. Has at least watched one video.
I'm famous.
Yeah. Hashtag big fish, little pond.
Yeah. What if you don't tell them? I mean, yeah, honestly, who the fuck's gonna check? Speaking as someone who doesn't watch streams on YouTube normally, how do the sub options for a viewer standpoint differ from Twitch? There is a thing called channel memberships where you can become a member. You get a little icon next to your name. That icon changes once you've been a sub for 3 months, for 6 months, for 1 year. Similar to Twitch, there aren't tiers of subbing.
Yeah, there are. They added that.
There are now?
Yeah, they added tiers of channel membership, I don't know, a year ago, something like that.
They are not attached to, what am I trying to say now? They're not attached to Prime or Amazon.
Yeah.
So you can't use that free money to sub. You'd have to pay with real dollars, like Rufus Kit was saying earlier.
Most of the core features, as far as what streaming is, are the same between the platforms. Or, you know, like they may have different names. You know, like on Twitch you follow a channel, and on YouTube you subscribe. On Twitch, subscribing means paying money. On YouTube it's channel membership, that kind of thing. But most of those core features exist on both platforms. It's all of the fringe stuff Twitch still has a leg up on. The other thing from a community perspective, which I see feedback on, is you know, on Twitch, you know, you subscribe here, and you get to use our emote on other Twitch channels. You know, you get to use the best emote on Twitch. I don't really know how useful that is on YouTube, because I don't think that you get that feature, which is too bad. But YouTube is building a different kind of community thing. So, I don't know. Again, this is just about what you guys prefer. We were just talking about the whole kerfuffle with Twitch trying to kill themselves last week, and then realizing that was a bad idea within like a day.
Yeah.
So, curious.
Is the poll done, or?
It's not yet.
Okay. Oh, yes. I love this look so much. We were talking about it last time we did it on stream, where you put this bottom edge highlight toward the bottom of a gradient that's like bright up here and dark down here, and you do the edge highlight with kind of a color similar to your max highlight up here, And I love how this looks. It looks so nice. I'm gonna even go a little bit crazier and paint in these shallow pits with a darker brown ochre-ish color. And then I will also come around and edge highlight those ones, and that'll make it even like more tattered and more kind of gnarly. It'll be cool, I promise. Didn't they do it? Didn't they secretly do it anyways? Oh no, they were very loud about it. They were like, "Hey, what if we just destroy all of third-party sponsorships on Twitch and like just take a huge revenue stream for actual live streamers?" I'm not one. It didn't really affect me, but we just take that away. We just make it impossible to broker those kinds of deals. It's like, oh, okay, so you're just gonna remove a third of my revenue? Like if YouTube did that, like I would be as pissed as all the viewers on all these actual streamers that I watched videos of over the weekend. It was not quiet. It was very obvious. Like they made pictures. Like it was so funny because they were like, "Oh, you misunderstood what we were saying." And it's like, dude, you made fucking pictures.
Yeah.
To represent what you were trying to say. Like no one misunderstood it because you made it very plain. But again, I didn't really have a cart in that horse because I don't do that kind of sponsorships on YouTube. Oh, they took it all back. Yeah. Evan was just telling me this because I haven't been keeping up on it. But you are right. They did take quite a bit of that back.
They did. The platform has definitely been making moves. Actually, before we get to that, the vote's about to finish. If you want to be heard, now's your chance. But I don't think that the needle's going to move a lot. 50% of our audience that are voting, the people who are here for a live stream and are voting, say they don't care. Okay. Whichever platform's fine. 16% say that they want us to move to YouTube, and 35% say Twitch is the best.
All right.
That's about what I would expect. What I was going to say is part of the reason that I think we're seeing these moves repeatedly from Twitch is because it's not a video platform. It's only a live streaming platform. And live streaming is much more expensive and annoying from a business side. And I'm sure that there's pressure behind the scene where Amazon is just like, yeah, but how are you going to make money? YouTube already has its way of making money, and that's the videos. The streaming part of it is a small part of the platform, and so they don't have to make these ridiculous moves on a regular basis to try and make streaming profitable, because the video side is already profitable.
I mean, some people even say that YouTube isn't profitable at all.
They say that. YouTube definitely costs a lot, but YouTube makes money.
I would say it makes money, and they also just reinvest it constantly.
Yeah, exactly. There's also that piece of it that a lot of businesses in the United States, quote unquote, never make money, but really all they're doing is just reinvesting huge amounts of revenue.
Right.
And because they've reinvested it, it doesn't show up as being profit because their costs are just so high. Look, it's Monument Hobbies.
What up? Hey, yeah. We've been looking at changing for a while now. Yeah, we're just talking about that right now, Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah, what up? Yeah, but motivate streamers to make more money along with you, not kneecap your streamers. Yeah, of course. I think what we'll probably try to do is just try a couple streams. Maybe we'll like move there for like, I don't know, like 2 months. We don't do a ton of streams, and so to see any kind of reasonable like change in viewership over the course of like say 1 month would probably be impossible to measure. So probably go over there for at least 2 months in a row, see if we see anything. I mean, there's also testing it out, see like, does it feel better for us? Is it easier? And we know it's gonna be easier to work on just because posting VODs from the live stream right to the channel it goes to is gonna be very trivial. But yeah, we'll probably just try it out. No committing though, don't need to commit to anything. So happy I got my MH brushes ordered yesterday. Monument Hobby, nice. 4.5 hours for Sable sets to go out of stock, insane. That's nice. Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
It's not nice. I was too late.
Gotta be quick.
So frustrating. Yeah, that is one of the key killer features is that as soon as the stream is over, the VOD is available. That is very nice. And it's available on a platform that candidly monetizes the VODs.
That is true as well.
Part of the problem with Twitch VODs is they don't do anything for your discoverability at all because they don't show up most of the platform, and you don't make any money on them at all.
They're just there as a consumer benefit, which is totally fine, and that is a good benefit as well. But if they can also be monetized, that's awesome for the creator as well.
Yeah. Benefiting everybody is better than benefiting some people.
This is true.
So. Monument Hobbies is correct. Maddie's, they changed the rules saying that you are allowed to stream to other platforms, but you are not allowed to stream at the same time to other platforms. If you are streaming on Twitch and you are a partner, you are streaming only to Twitch during that stream.
Let me grab some darker brown color to do some more shading in these pockmarks real quick.
I know that there is at least one creator that has an exemption to that rule because they have a super special contract from a very magical period in time, which is Linus Tech Tips. They stream on all the platforms at once.
Nice.
That's because theoretically they have a contract from a period at which they were aggressively being pursued to, hey, can you stream on Twitch as well? But also their perspective is if Twitch doesn't like it, they can just ban us and all the Twitch degenerates can just watch us on YouTube or on Floatplane. So.
Control and Do asks, any thoughts on selling the Duchess as a 3D printable model? Yes, I do have thoughts on that, and I will eventually. I want to combine it with the release of another related and adjacent product. Linus is my favorite podcast. I know nothing about tech, but I love listening to those guys talk. Jay, I've never heard you mention LTT. I'm so happy that you also enjoy them. That sounds fantastic. We also love LTT here. We're very into tech. So it satisfies both ends of the spectrum. Monument Hobbies ask, how you been? I've been okay. I've been good. I think I am, what's the term when you are excited but you're still kind of holding back? I don't know if there's a term for that.
Cautiously excited?
Yes, cautiously optimistic. That's the phrase. Thank you. The campaign is fulfilling at the moment. We're charging credit cards. We're getting shit moved out. So it's okay, good stuff's happening. In the month of June, I am making 2 easier videos to give me half of a month to finish my Ranger course and also to help Alex finish the other 2 courses he's been working on for a long time.
You know what I just realized? I bet mine declined because my card expired a month ago.
We did call for them to get updated. But yes, we did just charge North America and South America credit cards like literally an hour ago, and 200 of them got declined. So I'll be restarting up that MailChimp mailing list to send out an email blast. So one thing I didn't realize you couldn't do with normal Gmail is you can't email a ton of people. I tried to email.
Oh yeah, they limit you to a certain number of recipients
per day. Yeah, and so I tried to email 200 of my Canadian backers to send them a survey, and I was they're you can't do that. Try again tomorrow. And I was oh, okay, I didn't know that. But yeah, so it's good. Good things are happening. I'm excited about that. All right, I picked up Arabic Shadow from Scale 75. It looks the most like the sepia color of the wash, and then I will paint that into these pock marks, and I'll add a little highlight to the bottom, and that'll amp it up one last bit.
It'll make a pop.
Pop. PA Gamer Dad. Enjoy your work call, my friend.
This is kind of a work call.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm really glad free email services block mass mailing. That's true, honestly. I didn't think about that from a consumer's perspective, but that's very easily abused. I didn't think about that.
I mean, it doesn't prevent spam from hitting my spam box.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I think it just saves Google some money to not, send out a quintillion emails every day about, creaming Neferata or whatever.
I need a darker color. Creaming. Yeah, it's a skin color mostly. I need to mix a color to get the perfect shade. Or this one is fine. How about walnut? Let's try walnut. This color. So we're working with this one. We'll go with a darker, desaturated brown color.
Brown.
Honestly, I'm really glad. Oh wait, I already said that. It undoubtedly reduces the spam. Yeah, for sure. People are always gonna find a way around that bullshit.
Captain Flashback subscribed with Prime.
Captain Flashback. Love that.
Here.
You guys have any recommendations that you guys are aware of when it comes to like articles or videos or examples of game design? Whether that's tabletop card games, role-playing games, board games, video games. I think I'm gonna prefer video games, board games, and miniature war games the most. But do you have any like books or like articles you'd recommend about like how to do those things? Like what are the approaches? I'm curious if you guys have any recs. 9 months of Bezos bucks? You gotta be kidding me, dude! Thanks for the vid, inspiration, and for sharing your skills. Go to the Gamers Development Conference, GDC.
Yep.
Honestly, I would love to go to some kind of conference for something not related to miniature wargaming that would benefit my business. I would love to go to an Adobe conference about like, here's how you should be using Premiere Pro. And it's like, holy shit, I'm an idiot. I didn't know all these things. I would love to do that at some point. Most
of those conferences end up being more sales pitches than actual learning symposiums. Or my favorite, I used to go to some radio conferences back when I was taking radio more seriously, and inevitably every single panel was basically about how out of touch the people on the panel were. About like, Spotify's not a threat because people will prefer hearing the music like spontaneously. It's like, okay, sure. We'll see how that plays out.
Root is God damn it, Jay. Rat Pain, thanks for the Prime sub. Just finished last top episode. Wishing Scott luck in his 5-year goals. Hell yeah. Appreciate it.
I didn't listen to the episode, Scott. Can you give me the Spark Notes on your 5-year goals?
Spark Notes says, you already know the Spark Notes.
Yeah, I know. I've been here.
Yeah. Evan has heard the thoughts as they develop in my head. Lynda.com. Wait, what? Dude, what was that one website that did like educational courses? Wasn't it Lynda.com? It was like Skillshare before Skillshare existed.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's LinkedIn Learning.
Now, so they bought it. Okay, cool. Not Masterclass, even older than that. Matt Colville has got a live blogging thing.
Yeah, he's been so I'm a Colville patron, and so when the whole open game license thing blew up with Wizards, they decided to pull the trigger and make the MCDM RPG. And Colville was like, we're going to do this the most open game design development possible. And so, like, there have been posts on the Patreon just talking about, like, what didn't work. They're developing, like a game that's a classic kind of swashbuckling adventure game in the vein of D&D or similar games. And there's a lot of stuff about just like, yeah, here are some designs that we thought were going to be really cool, and they didn't play right. So we're throwing them out. And these are things that we like, and we're keeping them and things like that. It's been great.
Just come down to Phoenix and work on these games we're doing. You'll get all the info you can handle. I'll let you manage the factory relations. I know you love that.
I'll pay you in chicken tendies.
Honestly, there's definitely a part of me that's very open to the idea of having one job. Mike Genie had a great suggestion actually, and I want to watch this. I forgot I wanted to watch this on lunch today, but Blacklight Studios is doing a game jam right now on their YouTube channel, where they're making a game in a short period of time, and I want to do that as well. I'm going to do that as part of this series that I'm starting. So that'd be a good place to watch. You're right. That's great. That's a great idea. Their game jam stream is amazing. That is fantastic to hear. I'm serving up the bad with the good. But no, I mean, I do like every part of doing the YouTube job. Like, I really want to do all of it, like, well, and care, and like I care about all of it. But I can't do it all and care about all of it. It's just not possible.
I mean, you could just not sleep.
Yeah. And that's kind of the cliff notes of that podcast episode. It's like, as a content creator, you are expected to be at all places at all times, and then all the things that people don't expect of you, like, you got to be, if you're married, a husband or a wife, you have to take care of your house. Like, there are honey-do things that I haven't done in my house forever. That you have to walk your fucking dog, you have to make dinner, or and when those things all slip, your quality of life just kind of turns into shit. Like, okay, now I'm eating out a ton, my house is a wreck, it's never clean, it's always messy.
Eating out a ton is a positive quality of life.
It kind of is, it's one of those things that's nice for like 6 months, and then you're like, man, I'm slipping right now.
I'm fine with it, except I look at my bank account and then I go,
yes,
this is a problem.
Exactly.
On the other hand, Hy-Vee is running a special this month where you can get the meal for $4 from the Chinese takeout counter for $20.
Okay.
And I have done that a couple times. I'm kind of sick of Chinese food now, but it doesn't matter. It's cheap. Yeah.
See ya. The Everything's Almost Done construction crew, right?
Yeah.
Adam Millard's channel talks about abstract concepts in game design. All right, okay.
So this is a slight tangent on the YouTube thing. I was watching Anthony Padilla's interview with Michael from Vsauce.
Oh, wow. That is a cool interview, probably.
It very much is, but here's what blew my mind. Michael still writes and performs and shoots all of his videos entirely himself.
Like, he sets the camera up?
He does every aspect of that. Yeah, like, he doesn't have camera ops or anything like that, even though, the channel is huge and has been huge. Yeah, the only time that he's worked with a real crew was when he did that YouTube show Mindfield, where basically YouTube TV was like, make a real show.
Yes.
But otherwise, it's just all him.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. And he is absolutely the sort of creator that I would expect to have a team. Like, he has books of ideas that he wants to, rather books of questions, as he put it, that he wants to explore. He does all the research himself, which is nuts.
So it is possible.
Yeah, but have you seen that guy's demeanor?
Yeah,
he's got a brain with more energy.
Albino Black Sheep asking, are you using a unique tattered hole technique or just edge highlighting? Just edge highlighting. I colored in some of those darker holes with walnut from scale 75, and now I'm just gonna kind of go along all those little dark spots and add a edge highlight below them. Sounds like Scott could use a business manager, and I know someone who hates their current job and wouldn't mind moving to Minnesota. Are you a business manager? Keeps the channel intimate and charming. He is the channel.
I agree.
I think you could still do that, though. I think you can still seem fun and down to earth and have people help you make the content. I'm not saying that LTT is a great example of that, but one thing I appreciate about Linus is that he really shows up in a lot of the content on that channel. He is always the main face, the person talking to the camera. He is always in the know. To me, it's never clear. To me, it's always obvious that he is reading a script, but the fact that he knows what he's talking about is also very obvious. because like he will at many times argue with the written script on the prompter about what is right and what is wrong, and so he's still very much in tech and loves it and knows about it and is always showing up. So it's like that to me is a great example of someone who can expand while still seeming and also showing the quality of what he's able to produce off, but also still showing up in front of the audience.
Param Underhill subscribed 13 months.
Thank you, Param.
Rock Dude, looking forward to your continued awesomeness. You inspired me to paint. Game.
Thank you. Whittle Goblin, thank you for the rate of 39. Appreciate it. I saw how Whittle Goblin is, are you selling models through Blackmagic Studio? Is that what you're doing? It's freaking awesome. All right, let's keep going here.
I was gonna say something, and now I can't remember. My brain. My brain. Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's an example of something that is completely driven off of the personality of the people, but writing or research doesn't necessarily change how it all comes together. Original Mythbusters. It's absolutely all about Adam and Jamie and the crew that they eventually put together for Grant Imahara and all those people.
Mm-hmm.
When they started off, they did not have a big writing team. It was kind of like the ideas that Adam and Jamie wanted to explore in season 1, and then they brought on writing in a real way as the show grew, and it didn't really change the vibe, because ultimately speaking, it was still driven by the on-camera personalities and what they were doing.
Yeah. And so if I'm able to find people that are willing to be hosts on my channel that, kind of like just naturally support the vision that I have for the hobby, just because they're like-minded people to me, which is not saying that people who aren't like-minded aren't worthwhile, but if I were to add that, it would change the look and feel and the vibe of my presentation and the style of the channel. But if I found people who were similar to what I had going on, then I don't think it would change a ton. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that, Who knows? No one knows anything about this stuff. LTT is a great example of a channel to aspire to. Lots of high-quality content made by people with passion. I know, yeah, that's absolutely true. Rip Grant Imahara. Adam Savage's book is excellent. What is it about, Jay? Is it about just, his life, and is it a biography? You hit the nail on the head. YouTube and Twitch at the end are really just indie TV shows being created and hoping for green lighting by the community. And that's an interesting analogy. How you manage and keep it together is what grows it all. Open a Denver branch. I'll host. Let the chair expand from the occasional paint stream. Oh, it's in mine. Don't worry. I think Evan's talents lie in. He is similar to me. Not to live critique you right now, but he has a very similar mindset toward things as I do. He's very critical and
endlessly critical.
Doesn't take an answer without it being proven, which I always appreciate. And I think you would talk very well about gaming. I don't know if painting's really your passion, but I think you could very easily talk about gaming.
Painting's not my passion, but I teach people to do it all the time.
Sure, there you go. Maybe it is. Maybe Evan's approach to painting is more about how to make it more digestible.
My approach to painting is how to get it on the game table.
Sure. But yeah, we definitely Evan and I have chatted about video ideas that he would feel comfortable hosting and stuff like that.
You'll see more of me on the channel at some point. Hello, OMFG Blondie.
FG Blondie?
OMFG.
OMFG Blondie. Oh yeah, look at all those little dots. Not on that side, on the left side with all the little just dings of highlight right below them. So nice. My approach to painting appears to be prime a bunch of stuff, leave it on the shelf, and spend too much time on unrelated projects. Hey, I get you.
True.
I get you. You know what? Do whatever is good for you, Jamie Daggers. Evan's hobby hole, episode 1, root and woodland warfare. Why don't you make a root video, Jay? Okay, how about it's your turn?
How about instead of being Eons of Battle, you just change the name of the channel to Eons of Root?
Is sharing minis allowed in chat? You can, but it will Twitch will eat your link.
Yeah, the only links that are allowed are to YouTube videos and a couple of pre-approved like stores and stuff, I think. I'd have to look at my list. You know what? I should approve links to monumenthobbies.com too.
Someone is asking if I'm gonna have like interviews and stuff for a position at my company. Maybe at some point, but I have not thought about that yet. But I absolutely I would love to do that. There's probably a lot of talent out there.
Mike Genie makes a great point, and the one that we should have made originally, which is, while you can't share links to your miniatures in the chat, if you're a subscriber, you can share them in the Miniac Discord, which has 2 miniatures channels. It has one just generally for miniatures, and also one specifically for painting feedback. And if you are a member, you can tag Scott and say, hey, Scott, give me feedback on this. And Scott will rip you apart.
I will, and honestly,
in a nice and positive way.
Yeah, so I think there should be like some kind of like way to ask for feedback or some kind of instruction. Like, because I always want to know what level of quality you're seeking, and also I want to know, well, that's really it. Like, I want you to, like, it's like, how many hours have you spent on this thing? Like, what quality are you shooting for? 10 out of 10, 3 out of 10? Like, is this a speed paint? And then once I know that, then I'll tear you a new one. Like, it doesn't really matter. Because like they're like, doesn't matter what quality you're seeking, like there is always a ton of feedback you can give somebody, and I did not hold back. Okay, I finished Neferata. I'm gonna do some blood effect, and then we'll be done. Oh, it's freaking. Oh, whatever. We'll just use blood for the blood god. Who cares?
Why can't I figure out how to do this?
Because you're bad.
Yeah, pretty much. I've done it before. I've adjusted what links are available and stuff, and now I'm looking, and it's like the button's gone.
I just posted my first attempt at heavy metal in the Discord, getting into 40K with Leviathan, and just wanted to try to get that box art look. Good luck, my friend. 5 more subs till Evan and Scott mail us some grass.
It's true.
Hey!
Hey, that's going to be legal here in another 2 weeks.
I know. It's legal now, but you can still get punished for it.
The bill has been passed, but the full effect of the bill takes place at the beginning of July. Normally it's at the beginning of June, but yeah. All right, well, time.
OMFG Blondie! Wow!
And Monument Hobbies.
Thanks for the 5-sub OMFG Blondie, but also thank you so much to Monument Hobbies for the 20 gifted subs. Feels bad for OMFG Blondie just getting totally like outplayed. No, I appreciate all gifted subs of all shapes and sizes. Thank you guys. Thank you guys a lot.
All right,
all that brush money. Yeah. Jason he's rich right now. All right, we'll add some blood to the weapons now with just this typical sponging technique and using blood for the blood god. Evan, you want to put me on the painting camera while you work out the giveaway?
It's on the paint cam. It's been on the paint cam.
Nice. No one saw that. No one saw that. I would normally would use what I'm trying to say right now. To me, a clear red, but my editor Alex keeps stealing it for B-roll, and so I'm going to use some blood for the blood guy, which also is a phenomenal blood product. Works very well. And I mean, just like look at that, like lovely blood splatter effect. I'm gonna go in with a paintbrush and add a bit more, like some dripping down in the grooves and stuff, which is a little bit harder to do with blood for blood god, or sorry, with a sponge. But yeah, like this just looks so gnarly and organic. You really gotta like you gotta kind of chill a little bit though. You can't like dab it too much. Like then you really just lose the visceral arterial spray look. That looks so good.
The giveaway is going. If you haven't been here for a giveaway before, it's pretty simple. You type !moist in the chat to enter. Please do not enter if you're in an area that doesn't allow you to enter into raffles or random drawings. We put the onus on you to know your local laws. But yeah, it's a bunch of Gamers Grass stuff, which I think I had out, but it's back in the bin. I'll grab it again. It's a couple of pre-done bases and packages of the fun grass and stuff. !moist. Don't have to be a subscriber to enter because that would be illegal. But you do have to be a follower so that we can send you a message afterwards to get you your shipping info. And thanks again to all our subscribers that keep these giveaways going. We're already 20 on our way to the next one.
That's a bunch of Apex Legends stuff. Oh. Terrain, models. Killing You Softly. Thanks to the Prime sub. Okay, nice gory weapon for Neferata after doing all her slaying. We still have to paint this middle part of her dress in a dark blue color. I'm gonna do that once I mount her to her giant infernal beast. But we have to finish painting that thing first. And so let's now move over to the big mount thing, which also is partially painted.
Cobenheister just resubscribed with Prime.
Cobenheister. Okay, one compelling argument for YouTube streaming. Picture-in-picture streams.
What? I don't understand.
We're doing P&P right now.
Maybe they mean they could watch our stream while they watch football.
Okay, you mean like a platform-specific thing. Okay. All right, I'm gonna zoom this camera out because this model is big. Maybe even more.
Why is it filled with skulls?
Why isn't it filled with skulls?
No, I mean, but it is filled with skulls.
Why shouldn't it be filled with skulls? I don't know. Undead shit. I want to wash all of these skulls with an incredibly vibrant red oil wash. I bought this paint forever ago, eons ago, some may say, to do this idea of washing the skulls a bright red color. So I think I might do that. What is it? 2:30 right now? Maybe maybe right now I might do it. It's
the dentist's favorite time of day.
2:30? Nice. 2:30. What a shitty joke. It's filled with the skulls of all the painters that refuse to slay the Gray. Okay, I got you. So many skulls. What is this, a 40K model? Yeah, no shit. But yeah, I want to do that. But I also want to deal with the black bone. And I want to do that in a different way than last time. Last time on Neferata, we washed it with, and maybe it'll be better. We washed it with Templar, Black Templar, and like it was too intense of an effect. And so I kind of feel like I want to.
Scott, it was what?
It was too intense of an effect. Don't do it, Evan. Just be better.
Like at the circus?
Yeah, at the circus. At the circus. Because I said intense. He's not even a dad, Rufus. Like, come on. Exactly. Be better.
I'm the stream dad.
Black Templar is so dark and just a little green. Let's see. That's a good point. Let's try before. It's so. The problem also is that the claws of this beast are so big. Like the rest of this stuff could be just a wash and it'd be fine. But like these claws have so much surface area on them that they could use some extra shading and highlighting. So I feel like maybe what I'll do is do that now. Should I do it now before I do the wash? I'll do it after. Then I can know exactly what it's gonna look like. Yeah, I'll try the Army Painter contrast paint. Jay got me excited about Army Painter when I visited him. Also, he just uses it all the time in his videos.
It's not contrast paint, Scott.
Speed paint.
That's right, you can't call it that.
Okay, I don't know where my speed paints are.
You had like the whole box of the 2.0.
Yeah, where did that go?
Did you loan it to Curtis?
Oh no, it's right here. It's right here.
Okay.
I just give everything to Curtis.
That's how it feels sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Walks out of here with a million paints.
Returns with no painted models.
That's what I was about to say. Somehow, it just continues to happen that he comes in with a bunch of gray and red blocks. Speaking of, is that what's happening this week for the game stream?
Yes, we're playing our 2,000 point game of Age of Sigmar, me against Curtis. So it's gonna
finally playing real AOS.
I know, finally. And it's gonna be Big Bad Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon and Neferata versus the one, the only Morathi. Restonium and Speed Paints win. Curtis has been selling me paint on eBay. Lol. Transparent paint with flow improver. Oh, you're just saying I should add that to the black paint? I use Black Templar on my Space Marines and I thin it 50-50 and mix in Leviathan Blue. Whoa. Now we're getting fucking fancy. Oh my God, I remembered something. Okay, when I said speaking of gaming, that I did not talk about what I want to talk about.
See, I knew it!
Okay. Evan, bring up the Instagram page Slapshot Showdown and put me on the fucking split screen. I need to show you guys this thing.
Slapshot Showdown?
Slapshot Showdown, as in hockey, yes. I'm gonna find Black Templar, or Grim Black, that's the name of it, in the meantime. Frenzy, thank you for the Prime sub. That's the trademark free name for what contrast and speed paints are. A transparent paint with flow improver. Oh, is that a, is that like a product you can buy at like an art supply store, Rufus? You're welcome, Scott. Huddleston, thank you. Truly, it's a phenomenal thing you shared with me.
Oh my God, it's a hockey game?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
But there's more than just that, team. It's good. It's good.
Face plus web. Oh, that's not the web. What the hell?
El Shalafe, is there a link to get into the Discord? No, you have to go through several esoteric steps in order to get in. I don't know what they are.
You got to link your Twitch to your thing.
There is instructions somewhere, or is there not?
If you hit exclamation mark subscribe, it vaguely describes it. But you can, if you just Google, I swear to God, Twitch Discord link, it'll be like the first thing. There's some aspect of Twitch that you have to log in to your Discord with.
There's a description.
Yeah, it's vague. It gets you there. All right, here we go.
Okay, this game was shared with me by Huddleston in chat. Actually, his name is Huddleston. Gotta get that right. And it is there's a model now. I didn't see that model yet. It is. Are there more pictures of this thing? Okay. It remains to be seen if the fuck off. It remains to be seen if the models are good. I can't super tell from the pictures, but you can kill that pick. This is a hockey-based miniature war game where you are the coach of 3 players, and the concepts that they have right now are so fucking good that
It's Guild Ball, but it's hockey.
I messaged this guy. Well, first of all, I signed up for his mailing list. When this is not live on Kickstarter. This is not even, I don't even think it's near being live. It's being developed actively right now. I signed up for his Kickstarter notification, his mailing list. I went to his subreddit and I man, I love these characters.
I'm so in.
Dude, it's so cool.
As a Minnesotan,
Yeah, dude.
I am sold there, bud.
Yeah, it's fucking primo. He made it. Okay, Alice Alafay made it in. Great. The Green Lady. Yes, I love the Green Lady. But okay, I followed him on Reddit. He has a subreddit for the game, and he has an AMA. And I asked him questions about like, where do you lie on the spectrum of Blood Bowl to Guild Ball? Like how complex and crunchy are these rules? How fun and topsy-turvy is it? And he gave me a very thorough answer and even shared some cool mechanics about the game that I want to share with you guys. So one thing you want to do in hockey is pass a lot. And he has the system for passing, which is it's simple, but it's cool. You put a template down, and if the template can touch the passing player and the receiving player, the pass just happens automatically. And this is great because one, it's something you do all the time, and it shouldn't be painful or super risky to do a very basic action. And two, these guys are professional hockey players, so that they shouldn't be failing constantly anyways. So the way he responded to my question gives me so much hope for the game's design. It's very thoughtful. There might be some opportunity for us to play test it, who knows. I then messaged him on Instagram and was like, hey, basically, if these models don't fucking slap, I'm gonna come and murder you. Because what a waste of good concept art, right? And it happens so often. It happens so often when there's amazing concept art and the models suck ass. But I was like, if you need any help making 32mm models, or just like making model design in general, like I have a pretty good idea about what makes a good 32mm model, and like how to make them paintable and enjoyable, but also not like leave behind the things you love about the concept. I offered my help in any way that I could help. I know of some places where you can go to get the plastic injection molding, because I know he wants to make these guys on sprue as well. And if he'll have me, I will help out. But goddamn, this is Slapshot Showdown. I think the place they play is called Rink Haven, which is it's fantasy hockey, and it's just like, come on, like this is so cool. And I have to share it with everyone that I know who might like it, even the smallest amount, because that just means that it might be better and better. This guy's getting so much love on his Instagram, like it's growing organically and it's beautiful. And there's just so much cool shit going on in the indie design space, and this is just one of those things. Awesome. That's all I wanted to say.
See, I was right to call you back to speaking of games. Mm-hmm. You didn't remember on the spot.
Someone said the word slap, and then I was like, oh my God, I remember.
It all came flooding back.
The cardinal sin here is going to be ditching the hockey aesthetic so we can make fantasy models. So hopefully we see hockey in the next model. Yeah, sure. But I love like the vintage style of the models. Even the pads are vintage. The concept art matches that time period. It's just very thoughtful. And I love
it looks like 1970s hockey with 1980s models.
It's great.
Sold.
It's great. Can I throw a squid on the ice? I'm not sure I get that joke. All right, we're gonna try out some Grim Black from the Speed Paint line.
Do you play hockey, Scott?
Nope. The closest thing I played to hockey, or I used to play, was lacrosse. But I never played actual hockey. I played, obviously, growing up in Wisconsin, we did a lot of like playing of hockey in the streets on like rollerblades and shit, but like nothing.
Straight street hockey,
Street hockey. Game on. But yeah, not anything real, like in high school or intramural, stuff like that.
Yeah, I was never very good at skating.
Yeah, neither was I. I would like skate like all day, like once a month in the summer, and then like my ankles would hurt like so fucking much. I'm gonna get a bigger brush.
I briefly went to middle school with a NHL player.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of famous people, I don't know if you guys know who Tripp is, but he's appeared on my channel at several points. He's a professional carpenter, and he works at a framing shop. And he met Corey Wong at his framing shop. Corey Wong is the band Wolfpack has a lot of members who kind of rotate in and out, and Corey Wong is very often their rhythm guitarist. And he
Less of a band, more of a gang.
Yeah, more of a gang, yeah, for sure. And he had Corey Wong come in and frame up some of his records and stuff like that.
That's very cool. Super
cool, yeah, because he lives in Minnesota. Two of the guys that often play with Wolfpack live in Minnesota. It's cool. Yeah, who's the NHL player? Did you say?
No, I didn't.
Who is it?
It's a secret.
Okay, well, that speed paint did not go very far. Let's try some more here.
It was Eric Johnson. It's not actually a secret. I just couldn't remember his last name.
All right, I'm gonna dry this with a hair dryer so we can take a look at what it looks like.
Yeah, I think about that constantly, Paramunder Hill. Models like this are one errant hand slap down away from being forever destroyed. Also, if you are going to enter the giveaway, we got about 2 minutes left. ! Moist to enter. As always, don't enter if you're in a place that doesn't allow you to enter raffles. We're giving away it's like 3 big bases, 3 packages of grass, and some of their laser plants from Gamers Grass. And it's all possible due to your support of the painting streams. Your subscribe notifications go towards us giving things away for free. The raffle's not U.S. only. We just ask you not to enter if you don't think you're allowed to enter into raffles. The only place I know you're not allowed to enter is if you're in Eastern Canada. French Canada, yeah, we talked about this before, Scott. They've got some weird rules about giveaways and raffles and lotteries and stuff, where they go, oh yeah, it's totally allowed. You just have to file with the gaming commission for your like local raffle like 2 years in advance and get like 7 things of pre-approval and permits and so it's like it's ridiculous. Yeah, Quebec. You're right. It's not all of Eastern Canada. It's just Quebec. No, I know, right? I think you got it. I don't know. Quebec. Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I say if you know you're not allowed to enter, don't enter. The people who live in Quebec know. Because it's always like, yep, sorry. What's in the care package again? The Gamer's Grass package is 3 things of tufts, grass. Or actually, maybe I'm wrong. 2 things of tufts. And then 2 things of laser plants. And 3 large oval bases. Or maybe one of them's round. Yeah, you're still muted. You can just be muted forever. It's my stream now. Reached down and scratched my leg and opened up a scab from a mosquito bite. Truly the Minnesota experience. All right, let's pick a winner. Hope you're here to get your winnings. Rosbjorn V.
Raz Al Ghul.
Yeah, pretty much. Rosbjorn. Everyone at this person to get them to sound off and chat and prove that they're here. It's not bullying, it's helping. I'm here! Oh, good. All right.
Yay! Someone said the working time on Speed Paint 2.0 was shortened. Is that true? That's kind of unfortunate. I thought one of the selling points of the range was that it was a little bit more working time, so you weren't getting annoying tide marks and stuff like that.
Hey, it's time for the bit. I'm saying... Oh, I can't type. The things I am typing. I hate this keyboard. I need your address and your name.
Say the thing!
Your email.
Draw again. Ross Bjorn sounds Eastern Canadian. He sounds... Ontario isn't Quebec, right? No, it's not. Wait, what? Shouldn't you fucking know? Shouldn't you fucking know if you live in Ontario? That's funny. But yeah, it looks pretty good once dried. It's like hard. It's really hard to paint like these. I don't know, these very small. They don't have a lot of surface area, but they have like a lot of detail, like bone type things. And so it's to do like a wash on it, and maybe do some dry brushing and do like some zenithal work with an airbrush, which I can't do at this point, unfortunately.
I have a theory about why the dragon is dead.
Dragon! What dragon?
Your dragon is dead. It's undead, right?
It's not a dragon.
What is it?
It's something else. But my vampire lord on Zombie Dragon, he's on a dragon. So
I mean, that looks like a dragon to me.
it ain't, okay? It's not one. But go on with your theory, because it's still relevant.
I mean, it's obvious. It ate a bunch of skulls and then died.
Ah, of course.
Indigestion.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that.
So it's not a horse. Horses don't have dragon tails.
I don't know.
He's skull toast intolerant. Thank you, Mike Genie.
Skull toast intolerant? Is that what I just heard?
Yeah.
I'm disappointed by that.
Horsetail is all just hair. It's not like a real tail.
So it's a giant cow. Your disappointment nourishes me.
I'm liking this idea that it's actually a beastly undead bovine.
Yeah, it's a giant cow. I don't really know what this is gonna look like. Like on the thin bone detail where I'll apply a wash, I don't really know what that's gonna end up looking a lot like.
Dread abyssal. What's an abyssal?
Oh yeah, dread abyssal. It's an adjective. It's not a noun.
Yeah, as in from the abyss?
No, I mean, who knows?
Googling WTF is a dread abyssal. I'm dying. Spiritual creatures ridden into battle by the forces of Nagash. Okay, but it doesn't look spiritual. It's made out of bones.
But it's held together by spirits.
As long as it's not held together by beer and wine.
Was that a reference?
You said it's held together by spirits.
I feel the need to acknowledge Evan's bad jokes, but I could just not get them and not say anything and make him feel bad.
Chat gets them.
Chat gets them.
It's impossible for everyone in chat to ignore me.
As long as one person confirms the spirit of calcium.
This game of Age of Sigmar is sponsored by the American Dairy Council.
I don't really know if this is doing much of anything on these kind of flatter parts, which is to be expected. It's tricky. Might have to do some cleanup here on some of the white skulls that I'm totally acing with black, very high flow paint. Oops. Sorry, skull.
All right, our next giveaway is going to be something that we did about a month ago. It's a few minis and a t-shirt.
Ooh.
I got two choices of sacks to go with for minis, and I'm not going to tell Chad anything about it. It'll be a surprise. But they're both pretty good little bundles.
Oh yeah, sorry, you asked about the Archeon model. I didn't say anything, Dougie Fresh. You asked me, do I have any tips on painting larger figures? And
Buckle up.
Bundle, yeah, right. It's challenging. Obviously, it's a bigger figure. There's more surface area. It takes longer to paint. Like that's just, you may not think about that until like you're kind of in the thick of it. Probably obvious, but I would keep Archeon off of the mount. I'm not one for painting in subassemblies, but that is one that I'm okay with. I would definitely keep Archeon off of the mount, just like I've kept Neferata off here, so they can be primed and painted separately.
Yeah, subassembly definitely gets more important, I think.
Yes.
As model size goes up, depending on the shape, but yeah.
Yeah, and the real reason for that is not necessarily to make other parts of the model easier to paint, although that is a nice side bonus, and you could subassemble to do that. The real reason I like subassemblies is because you break up the model into parts that are easier for you to hold and paint. Like it'd be very difficult for me to paint Neferata's face on top of this fucking skeletal trampoline, you know? Because it's shaking a lot. And also, I have no ways to really anchor my finger at all to paint the details up here. So kind of, if you're asking like how many parts should I break it into, the question you should be asking is how large of a model can I comfortably paint? And that's how many parts you should break it into within reason. Like you shouldn't be hacking apart the model like not on parting lines just to make it easier to paint, because you will have a hard time putting it back together. So yeah, that's my first piece of advice is make it easier to hold in your hand and support adequately. I mean, otherwise, the model is so typically on like a 32 millimeter figure, you care a lot about certain kinds of details that are small. When the model gets bigger, the amount that you care about reduces. So if you care about painting the character's eyes, You no longer care about eye-shaped details. So rivets, for instance. I wouldn't fuck with rivets on like a gigantic model, or like a detail that's similar in that shape. But like bigger things, like larger eye lenses or things like that, now have become the new eyeball. So because the model is bigger, you can more safely ignore the details that you would normally paint on a smaller figure. If you're looking to save time and get away with stuff. If you want to paint everything, go gung-ho, go gung-ho. I don't care. And there's Team Fuck Eyes coming out in chat, call you degenerates. Look at them, they're making themselves known, okay? Everyone who's not on Team Fuck Eyes, you know these people, they're the enemy, okay? I have not found...
Well, the enemy's in control.
I have not found speed paint absorbing too much water. It definitely increases the lifespan of the paint, although it will get gummy and unusable after about an hour. Okay, so I should probably like put it in a different paint well. I'm kind of just putting it back in the same paint well. And we haven't been speed painting for that long, but the lights here are pretty warm, so I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Jay. Hashtag Team Fuckbelts. Some details you can kind of ignore. Like John painted those new Terminators from the Leviathan box recently, and he didn't paint like the tubes on their thighs and stuff. Sometimes I paint the tubes like silver, and that might look better, but as just blue, the color of Ultramarines, they looked fine. Some things you can't ignore like that. Gung-Ho, So-So Pro, nice. John and Vince both have great Terminator videos. Okay, fantastic. Now I don't need to make one, thank God. Just kidding. I'm not gonna buy the Leviathan box, so I probably didn't need to tell you guys that.
I was joking that it would be really funny to get one of the demo copies from a local store, show it off, and talk about how, oh yeah, GW sent us this.
Yeah, you know, the FTC has guidelines on disclosing when you get stuff for free or when it's a sponsored video, but you can also just lie, do the reverse.
Yeah, there's rules against not disclosing it. I don't think that there are rules against disclosing it when it's not the case for comedic effect.
This is my toxic trait, is that I need to be told to not do something until I don't do it, right? It's like, oh, you didn't say I couldn't do that. That's like me in board game right there.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Zambies in the chat.
Zambies! How's it going, Zambies? What do you mean, Scott? You're gonna fall over yourself to do a GW video anymore? No, but I recently got some interesting feedback that I knew was gonna be the thing. But someone told me that like my distaste for GW products post getting kicked out of GW world is very obvious and annoying. And it's like, I maybe it's happening unintentionally, but I'm not trying to intentionally hate on GW. I definitely hated on them like before. I'm just kind of doing the same thing and making all the videos that I want to make right now and all that stuff. I'm trying to not have it be influenced by any of that, but it is easy to draw that conclusion, however.
He is also, painting Neferata literally right now.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but yes. I still like the products. They're still great models. I forgot about that, though.
And the people who are like, the only reason that you hate GW games is because they were mean to you, are like, I don't know, have you looked at GW's game communities? A lot of people hate GW games.
I don't mean to hate on GW. It comes naturally.
Yeah,
I mean, they make it easy, yeah. It's going. Sprinkling a little chaos around. How's you? I'm doing well. I am in the midst of beginning the fulfillment of my Kickstarter campaign, and that feels great. So yeah, well, life is good so far.
It's a big burden leaving those shoulders.
It is, yeah.
Travel Cedric resubscribed 16 months. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I need to resubscribe, I think, probably.
Okay.
Hang on, let me
I thought it was recently. What up, Mrs. Peaches? I prefer other games to GW. Yeah, Well, yeah. For the most part, I would agree with you. Okay, let's make these rib bones now.
What the hell's my password?
We're gonna use a different pot of speed paint now, or a different well, just in case it's getting a little bit too gummy. The nozzle clogged immediately. Like I just skewered this a couple of minutes ago, and now it is clogged again. Sigma models are so much better looking than 40K stuff. It's kind of crazy. I've heard this before. Let's pull the chat again. No, I'm just kidding. We don't need to pull the chat again. But I've never felt like AOS models are better than 40K models. It kind of just always felt like, do you like fantasy or do you like sci-fi? It kind of sort of breaks down.
I'm going to push back on this a little bit.
You're going to push back on a poll?
No, I'm going to push back on your statement that they're not that different. I think that AOS, from top to bottom as a setting, is one that is set up that in a way that allows more creative exploration and expression.
Yeah, that's quite possibly true. AOS models have better movement and poses.
Character to the design. Yeah, I think I agree with that. But more broadly, the design spaces that each there, like everyone goes, oh, Stormcast are just the same as Space Marines. And like, I get that, it at very basic face value, it's armored guys that are big. True. However, the breadth between the different types of Space Marines is relatively narrow. You know what I mean? Like the difference between a Terminator and a regular Space Marine, as far as their shapes and volumes and stuff, is incredibly minimal. Sorry, Terminator fans. If you're looking at them from 10 feet away, they look exactly the same as regular Space Marines 90% of the time. Whereas with the Sigmarines, there's guys with capes and there's guys without capes and there's guys with priest robes over their whole thing, and they're all like regular units rather than, oh, this is the 5 guys of this subfaction that look different or whatever. So, and that's within one faction. So I think that there's a lot more different types of expression within factions and across factions in AOS than there are in 40K models.
I'm going to push back on your pushback. All the different types of Stormcast you see are chambers of Stormcast, which very closely mimic chapters of Space Marine. So the Roby guys could be akin to the Death.
But you don't run different chambers individually.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's
not yet.
Maybe, yeah. No, I think that ultimately speaking, even if you're delineating them that way, there's still big departures there, as opposed to like even the difference between Primaris Marines and regular Marines, as far as the volumes involved and so on. Yeah, Primaris Marines are a big glow up model wise and range wise, but if I'm looking at a 40K gaming table from 15 feet away, I'm gonna struggle to pick out which ones are which. And maybe that's just because I'm going blind because I'm an old man, but. Yeah, and it's not necessarily a problem with 40K in the sense that, the shapes are iconic of Space Marines. They're stuck with it, but it's also something that, like, gamers recognize. So, yeah, Primaris was basically a fix for the scale. That I agree, Necrojo.
Oh, it totally was. Okay, let's really zoom in and see if what I'm doing is doing jack shit. So I really feel like it's not. So the flat parts of the bones, I applied a contrast wash to dark gray paint. And I'm trying to end up with burnt bone, but like I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. And I know bone, when it burns, turns brown. Let's just say black bone. I want to be black bone that I don't spend a lot of time on. So dark gray, then this speed paint, grim black, and you might not even be able to see it, but like on this stuff, you can see it on the edges a little bit. You can still see the gray. It works really well. It's subtle, but it needs a little bit of a boost. That's fine. I'm okay with the boost. Here, though, on the leg, His ain't doing much of anything, I don't think. I was considering doing a black oil wash. I did that for the dragon, the zombie dragon, and that worked out well, but it was kind of a faff because I'm shit at oil washes. But this is a little, burnt bones are that's true as well. They get very glossy. I don't know if I want them to be glossy, which is why I just like changed my opinion about what I want. It's not burnt bone anymore. It's just black bone. Because you're right. Burnt bone is so glossy and it's so orangey and like brown because it's being burnt. But yeah, nothing's really happening on the flatter parts. That's okay. I started using panel liner like a wash and it's changed my life.
Agreed.
Let's try it. Well, should we try it? The problem is if I try it and then the thing is like uncured forever and it's very annoying. So maybe I'll try it a little bit later in the stream. But I want to be able to clean it. How long after you apply an enamel should you reasonably clean it if you want some of it to stick around as kind of shading?
Well, I mean, if you're just using panel liner, I panel line with it. I don't slap it on everything. I just go touch it into the recesses and it'll run everywhere you want it to be. And sometimes places you don't. Yeah.
Wait, so you're saying that I shouldn't apply it as a wash?
I mean, I just when I'm using, I have Tamiya Black panel liner, and I do use it, but I mostly use it in the way that it is roughly intended, where I am directing it towards the shadows rather than like a wash where you're slapping it over everything.
Okay, so you get a little.
But I have done that on armor, and it works.
Okay.
Works real good. But yeah, I would say its curing time is like 30 minutes.
Okay, that's good to know. Just don't mix too much oil into the thinner. Try it on a test model. I don't clean it. The liner is so thin it goes into the cracks. I don't want just that to happen. Also, what the fuck's the deal with these paint pots? Like it clogged after I cleared the clog and as I was trying to get paint into the well. Does anyone have this issue with the army painter dropper bottles? 10 minutes, according to Zambies, depending on how thin it is. If you want it longer, it's hard to remove. You need a pokey tool. I mean, I've got plenty of those. Why does that keep happening? The nozzle design on those bottles sucks. They're basically the same as the Amazon ones. Like, look, I just skewered it. I'm squeezing it with reasonable amount of force. Actually, I'm kind of scared, actually. And nothing is coming out. Like nothing, like not even a single drop yet. Hey, what the fuck? Rufus, I heard you.
Mixing balls getting in the way, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Hold
okay.
it at an angle, Scott.
Hold it at an angle. Mixing balls getting in the way. Okay, fair. Oh God, I'm getting black everywhere. This is why I wear a fucking apron. Hey, that was a trick. Thanks, chat.
Damn ball valves.
Damn it. My anxiety. Yeah, I know. That was asking for something wretched to happen. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I should have dry brushed the gray bone and the white skeleton heads with white at the same time and then done this step, because then they'd have a little bit more popping out under the wash, and also the eventual red oil wash that I want to do on the skulls. That might have been good. I started making my own speed paints with glazing medium, water, and ink. Okay. Might be something that I want to do, or that's like a reasonable solution to like my problem that I'm having right now, which is like there's too much opacity and not enough washing effect going on right now. Being able to like mix my own special concoction of opacity.
My own special concoction.
Yeah, that might be better for me. Also, I had some of the original like red peeking through in my gray base coat because I painted the gray bone color a long time ago. And I'm not even bothering rebase coating it. If I just put the Black Templar on top, you can no longer see that red. It just disappears. In case anyone has like a similar problems. I used homemade contrast paints to paint my little sister's wood elf army. Nice.
Why didn't your little sister paint her wood elf army?
Yeah, what the fuck, little sister?
The hell? It's messed up.
This is the same Dread Abyssal from the Painting Your Army in 2 Days collab with John, right? Yes, it is.
When did you make that video?
Okay, you know what? I heard the suggestion, but I wasn't gonna answer that question. Yes, it's been a long time. I get it. I've been
Go back and amend the title to Painting Your Army in 2 days plus 2.5 years or whatever.
Oh, it's been longer than that. It's been a while. But I've been painting things. I've been painting other things though. Oh no, I'm getting black all on that skull. Oops, I went too heavy with the wash.
September 4th of 2020. 2 years, 9 months.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I wasn't that far off. I said 2.5.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah. Didn't nail it though. Damn.
Oof. Really acing these skulls. Let's see if I can soak up some of that black wash a little bit. Just so I can see what I'm gonna have to repaint eventually. I think this idea might work better if I just had base coated with a lighter black color. But that's how you learn, I guess. Fucking up. All right. I gotta repaint some of those white skulls before I apply my red oil wash. What we need is a shot of a timer clock that's just been going the whole time. Nice reds, thank you. What up, Miniatures Den? Vincenzo Celeste in the chat channel. All right, let's finish applying our contrast paint here to the rest of the jaw. I do want to do one of the claws with Tamiya panel liner as just like a test, as a comparison to see if it's good or if it's not good, or how it compares to my limited experience with oil washes, etc., etc. Oh God, quit bouncing around, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that arrangement where it's held up by the tail sketches me the fuck out.
Yeah, it's not good. The model is very wiggly, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hot in here. Jesus Christ.
It's actually not too bad today.
Dying right now.
But I am also wearing shorts.
Ooh.
Surprised that you're not rocking your shortest shorts.
Celestine has the same. Yeah, I bet she does.
It looks very cool when the model is held up in an interesting way. However, it makes me very scared to ever touch it. Particularly because I am a brute.
Spoopy boys are always fiddly. Yeah, they kind of are. The skeleton ones especially are very fiddly.
How many of the skeletons did you break while assembling them?
A lot. Probably at least 5 while I was painting them.
The legs were ridiculous.
I painted 20 of them. All right. But so, I mean, this model's been assembled for a very long time, as OMFG Blondie has kindly reminded the entirety of my chat of, and it's never broke. So,
In fairness, you haven't used it a lot.
yes, that's true.
Yeah, Dietrich says, as bad as AdMech, those motherfuckers cannot be transported in a foam case. And I want to say it's very ironic that the way that GW sells for transporting minis is pluck foam cases when they make a bunch of minis like this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Their cases are kind of the worst.
They're incredibly overpriced, and they are not suitable for transporting all of these fiddly minis.
Yeah.
With I'm suspended by one hand doing a handstand or whatever.
Yep.
Mycelium Vein says, I got halfway through building a Necron army and gave up. Brokerons. Yeah.
This stuff kind of smells like craft paint.
OMFG Blondie says, I have this same model for my Legion of Blood army. I decided to make it a different base where the DA is holding on to stuff. I also made the idiotic decision to cut every single vertebrae apart and put a metal wire through them so I could repose the tail.
Wow.
It took forever. Yeah.
That is incredible.
That sounds like very cool and also incredibly not worth it. Zambi says, painting Night Haunt is like trying to paint while in a car. Wobble, wobble.
Sometimes it definitely can feel that way. All right, we're going to apply some Tamiya panel liner. Man, there are some skulls under here. I can see them. They're paintable. I can paint them. The ones on the feet are more recessed behind this rib cage armor thing, and those are less important to me. But the ones on the forearms of the Dread Abyssal are definitely cool. I want to make sure I paint those white. We'll do the arm in Tamiya panel liner. And then while that's curing, I will I'll start to fix up some skulls. I don't know if we'll get to the skull wash this stream though. We'll see how far I get with cleaning up all the white. Where is my tapina? Oh, it's up here. Space Marine players have it so good when it comes to transport, and also painting their army. Painting a Space Marine army is so fucking easy, at least comparatively.
Yeah. Particularly if you choose one of the easier schemes that doesn't have a bunch of different colored shoulder pads.
This is
and all
true.
That kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
You don't paint a quartered or hab scheme or something like that. All right. I don't know. I'm not going to use the tiny brush in the lid. I'm going to use a bigger brush. Let's just see what happens. Going to use some oil brushes. Oh, I should probably have some mineral spirits. I don't need them now. Except you might kill yourself from monotony before you finish. That's true. It's not as fun to paint.
There's the real advantage to Terminators. They cost more points, so you have to paint less Space Marines.
Yeah, okay. All right, you want long working times. Here's the real winner. All right, so right off the bat, it doesn't have as much coverage as Grim Black. not a terrible problem. It is still darkening the gray a bit. I love the smell of like this stuff and of lawnmower gasoline and shit though.
I agree.
Yeah, I was curious if I was alone in that. Before I properly engaged with hobby YouTube, I stupidly bought the big GW foam case. Store owner had the audacity to say it would be great for transporting my models. Spoiler, it's not, it's terrible. For the Amazon Blood Bowl team, I added skulls to their bases to help them adhere. There you go, you can kind of like chunk up the connective point.
Yeah, sneaky.
Yeah, that's good, that's good. Scott is a huffer confirmed.
I'm just gonna, here's the trick. I'm gonna make an army that they all have water bases where they're wading out of the water. So they have like resin up to their hips. Then they'll just be perfect. Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. Here's a thing that you might not consider if you are watching the stream VOD or the stream right now and you're like, oh, I have Tamiya panel liner. I'm gonna try this. This stuff is so high flow that if you don't think about it, you may end up dousing the rest of your model in black panel liner, especially if you're applying it as thickly as I am. And the reason why I know I can get away with what I'm doing is because gravity is pulling the product down this way, and this model has no connection point on its claws. And so that panel liner will not get anywhere. That is going to then flow everywhere else. So I know that will happen when I set it down to dry. So if you're doing that, be very mindful of like where the panel liner might flow to. You might get it all over your model, on the back side, on the underside, and never know. And you can clean it off, but it's annoying. So just keep that in mind. Unless it drips on the ghosties, yes. I hope I'm not putting so much on that it's dripping, but yes, that is definitely a possibility.
Bust out the chalkboard, Scott. Draw gravity.
It's here's the force of gravity going downward. Although the claws may be adding a cool black blood spray effect for you. Yeah, maybe. Oh, there's gravity. How are we going to work the pink swatches into the gravity lesson? All right, fine. I'll never talk about the pink swatches ever again.
What pink swatches?
I love the pink swatches. Nice bait. I'm not falling for it. I'm trying to like kind of build up some more. And this is the other benefit of oil washes is that I could have mixed a thicker oil wash if I wanted to. All right, we'll leave that to dry. Not dry so much, but really kind of like set. So that when we come back later with some kind of implement, probably like a little makeup sponge, we can wipe it off and it won't all come off at the same time. But let's do some very tedious and boring skull painting.
I will say I'm not positive how well the sponging works with panel liner.
If I add some mineral spirits.
It should work.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just saying that is one thing that I have not broached with panel liner.
Okay. There's an equation I haven't seen in a long time. Oh yeah, E equals MC squared. Wait, no, that's not gravity. What is that? What is that equation measuring? I totally forgot. What is E? Do you know, Evan?
Energy equals...
Oh, mass, yeah.
Yeah.
Relativity. Oh,
there you go.
When I learned about that in college, I was blown away. I was like, wait, time is relative? I was like, holy shit, it was amazing. Energy equals mass times acceleration, yeah. I was just making the point that Space Marines aren't OP. IMO, if you're playing against WAAC players. What does that stand for? It's not what you see is what you get. That's WYSIWYG.
What you see
Win
is
at all
what you
costs. Win at all costs.
Oh.
You're going to have less fun regardless of their faction. This is true. This is true. It's actually interesting. This is a topic for the podcast that I want to. That's not how you spell WAP. this is a podcast for the topic that I want to explore, which is when you play a game with someone, you kind of enter into a social contract that's like you care about your enjoyment, but also their enjoyment. Because if you don't invest in that person, they're not going to play you, right? At least, obviously, this is not so black and white, but it gets that way. If you're a shitty opponent, you're not going to get games anywhere. So it's kind of this interesting thing about playing games. And the same is true of online games, a little bit. Not as strongly because, wait, this is the wrong thing. You can get banned from online games, but it's much harder to have that happen.
Depends on the game.
Yeah?
Some games will ban people pretty regularly, and some games it's like, doesn't matter how many times you submit evidence of them cheating and calling each other N-words in chat. It's fine.
Yeah, that's why I quit Magic the Gathering again. The game itself kind of violates the social contract and makes it unfun. Why is that?
What?
Why is that? I want to hear why you think that is. Spot on, Scott. I have a good group of dudes that play to hang out and drink beers as much as getting a game in. Yeah, that's great. The problem is that I'm not that kind of person. I think, I'm being totally honest with myself, I am kind of a try hard, and I feel like that rubs off on other people. Because I also want to just be casual and chill. And then Dan blinding lights me 30 million times. And so...
And then you go, but I want to win.
Yeah, then it enrages me. No, I don't know. I mean, it's fine if your friends are also trying to win. I just wish that I was the kind of person that could enjoy casual gameplay. And I think I am. Or maybe I'm not. I don't know. Scott, don't say
well played.
Open. Yeah, I don't fucking know. All right, Rufus. I will not huff the mineral spirits.
It's fine. It's odorless.
Did that guy respond?
I don't know. It's been going fast.
Pakoto, Mr. Fat Wallet always wins. And I don't want to put my life savings into cardboard, and I don't want to play ruthlessly, but then you never win. Okay, I got you.
Okay, that part I get. I think that unless you're playing at like real events, real deal events, nobody really cares if you print and proxy cards.
Ruminations of a so-so, bro.
Yeah. That's the name of Scott's eventual autobiography.
Yeah.
With a forward by Haywo.
Yeah. Oh my God, I would love that. Sammy says, I'm not going to pretend we don't get competitive at times. Okay, that makes me feel better. Because, yeah, sometimes the ego gets in the way. Sometimes, yeah, you just got to... There's a reason why I called my show Kill Your Friends. Because sometimes you just got to kill your friends.
For me, and I know that this is an unhealthy impulse, it is more important for me to win games against my friends than against strangers. Like when I go play at the song tournament and I'm meeting new people, I don't care if I win that much. Like obviously I want to win the tournament and I'm playing to win, but I'm, just kind of enjoying the new people and stuff. But like if I'm playing against someone I know well, I absolutely must win this game.
That's probably true for me too, just because you see those people more often, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you have the little bit of camaraderie / bragging, right?
Yeah. You can shit on your friends.
Yeah.
Easier. All right, white skull things. That's what we're doing, and we're moving away the mineral spirits. It says odorless, but it isn't. Got to be the best of your friend group for sure. You can talk trash more comfortably. Absolutely.
There's the other aspect to this as well, where I have the condition that I terminally must be right all the time.
Yes.
And going hand in glove with that is winning.
Yep.
I have to win at all of my conversations.
Because if you aren't winning, then what you're saying has no weight, right?
That's right. Exactly.
Right. So you at the very least need to be competitive. This is my problem with Dota 2. Okay,
here we go.
If anyone relates to this, let me know. I watch a fuckload of professional Dota gameplay, like a lot. And when they play, they do certain things a certain way. And then when me and my shit friends who are all Herald or Guardian play the game and they do something stupid, I'm like, you should do this. And they're like, Scott, that doesn't matter because this cheese strat is fucking us right now. We should do what the cheese strat is. And then I'm like, but you gotta invest in a strategy that's gonna make us, get all the way to immortal or divine, But it's like, but Scott, we're never gonna get there because we suck at the game. And it's like, I hate living in that world, but I live there all the time. I'm bad at Dota. The things they do at pro level are not gonna help me with my games. I just need to fucking last hit better. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Does anyone feel that?
I completely get where you're coming from. There's this separation that a lot of players get caught up on where they focus on tactics without focusing on fundamentals.
Yeah.
And this is true of every game. It doesn't matter how good your tactical thinking is in Call of Duty if you can't make your shots.
Yeah.
If every engagement where you come around a corner and you see a guy and you both hit aim down sights at the same time, the guy that lands more shots is winning that engagement.
Yeah.
And same thing, Dota, last hitting, timing on abilities, spacing.
Yep.
Winning the team fight is the most important thing.
Landing your fucking abilities. Yeah. If you miss spells, okay, who cares what your draft is? You need to land your spells.
Yep.
True, but Valorant. I would imagine Valorant, CSGO, all have very similar friend groups. But yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that. Okay, cool. I love it. Literally me explaining to my Crusader teammates that we need to execute on a macro strategy versus playing Call of Duty, trying to get kills 24/7. Yeah.
And there are obviously games that don't lean into fundamentals like this, where the strategy is the most important thing. If you're playing a 4X strategy game, it does not matter when you click this button versus this button. You're just setting up the things for the next turn. You know what I'm saying? But the fundamentals of playing the game properly are still there.
Yeah. Scott, Flickster is coming to Adepticon next year. Oh, that'd be great to finally meet him. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Someone said something about Flesh and Blood. They got a Fabled card. I don't know what that is. Is that a certain level of rarity?
I have no idea. What are the Fable cards of Flesh and Blood? The rarest game pieces in Flesh and Blood are Fabled. Each set only contains one Fabled card. This rarity only shows up in one in every 960 booster packs.
Okay, does that person, do they owe me that Fabled card? Or at least half of it? Can you cut it in half and send it to me? You got that because of me, so no, I'm just kidding. When I die, I want to go to hell so I can fight League of Legends players forever.
Implying any League of Legends players would be in hell. They're all going to heaven.
Oh, absolutely. That's funny. Yeah, absolutely. I'm shooting for hell so I can just be constantly arguing. All right.
So, my personal hell. If hell is a real place and everyone is put in their personal hell, this is what it will be for me. I will be a middle school band teacher, teaching roughly 11-year-olds who can't really play their instrument but can make enough noise to be annoying. And every class will be guest taught by an alumni band. Who?
Wait, what? Are you not teaching the class?
No, like people will be coming in.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we have a special guest today, class. It's the U of M alumni band.
Okay.
Because they are the exact same thing as middle schoolers, but even worse.
Oh, no.
Because, oh, yeah, I used to play in the band, 50 years ago. I can go to the Minnesota State Fair and play these standards. It's my nightmare.
Why is that your nightmare?
It's so bad. It's just atonal dissonance of fight
so
songs.
Bad.
And then you have middle schoolers following along, and you've got it. There you go. That's my personal hell.
You're going to hell because you're a terrible person. I'm going to hell because I play League of Legends. We are not actually, we're the same person. I figured it'd be everyone constantly telling you that deep dish is pizza. Yeah.
Sammy D 8989 says, if I go to hell, it'll be I'm a high school math teacher and I have to teach my high school self every single year.
Oh, God.
That one's just getting pinned.
Hell is filled with only soft Siocast smiles with bad mold lines. Yeah. That sounds pretty bad.
They could be FDM printed as well.
Yeah, oh my god.
Oh, sweet.
God.
You'll print me my models? Cool.
Oh my god. Yeah, my personal hell is only painting FDM models for the rest of my life. That would be so fucking bad. Although, the Neptune 4, I saw Narb makes. If you don't know Narb, check him out on YouTube. Phenomenal content creator. Mostly a terrain guy, but he loves tools. He also just made, according to Trent, an incredible text-to-speech RPG. He just talked about it in his most recent video in a super low-key way. It's in the description, and apparently it's really well done.
Oh, yeah, I know this guy. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's really cool. What was I talking about?
You were talking about FDM printers.
FDM. Oh, he used a Neptune to print up some pirates or something, or like terrain, and it looked pretty incredible. I was really impressed by how well the FDM prints worked, but it was terrain, but still, it was definitely like a metric shift in quality. His new video was great. It was cool meeting him at Adepticon. Well, he was fucking at Adepticon? When? I never met him.
Who?
Narb makes.
What?
Apparently he's at Adepticon. He complimented my tank, Golden Demon. Miscast. Yeah. He's great. Trent's great.
Ear and cheek. That's a good question. RT Sun says, hey, with that new Slap Shot Showdown game coming out at some point in the future, how would you do the ice for the miniatures base? Also, Sammy D gifted a sub. Thank you, Sammy.
Thank you, Sammy D. I feel like I would do the same thing I do for marble, but I'd do it with white and blue, and then I would gloss varnish the top, which maybe people already do for marble. So yeah, I would do marble basically, but with like, not with like obvious veins, with like a off-white and a white.
I'd probably, my approach would be pretty different. I definitely would look at some of those snow and ice materials. I know that there's one for like frozen lake bed or whatever, like a very clear, glossy, smooth surface.
Okay.
And then I would want to carve skating lines into it with like locked down dust. You know what I mean? Like the little bit of frost. I want those trails, baby. I want it to look like they moving.
Okay. The scratches is definitely a very achievable and easy idea that would like really add to like the kind of Easter egg effect of the base.
Yeah.
Also, you could add some colored lines like you would do for football or soccer.
Yeah, exactly. Like underpaint a little bit of blue or a red line or whatever.
Yeah, like a faded kind of line.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I'd probably do something like that. Couple layers. You could do a couple layers of UV resin. That kind of just complicates it. But that might help a little bit. But the thing is, you scratch the surface of the ice, so you don't see a ton of translucency. So I don't know. I don't know if I would bother with the resin and making multiple layers. It could be good, but it might just take a lot of extra time. Does the Slapshot game have a Zamboni? We don't know yet. It really is in development right now, but you guys should, if you're interested, you should follow him on Instagram. You should check out the subreddit. He's got an AMA going right now, and he's super active on it. Ask a couple questions, and it's just good. It's great. It's just great. It's great to see someone doing something they're passionate about, and then also doing it in a good way. Love that. Scott, why did Adele cross the road? To say hello from the other side. Nice. Did a few minis for Slapshot Rebound. Never heard of that. I'm gonna base my miniatures upside down and fill the underside of the base with actual ice. See, that's the kind of big brain thinking we have to get around here, Mike Genie. I appreciate you. Okay, I'm just fixing black errors right now. I'm not highlighting the skulls.
He's lying, Chad. He's highlighting the skulls.
I mean, I kind of am.
Told you.
It's true. You know, before Slapshot was a thing, the way that I painted these skulls was, I painted them red, and then I dry brushed them white, and then I applied a white ink from the direction that I cared about, and it knocked back the dustiness of the dry brush, but it also, because I had dry brushed originally, the paint applied so much faster, and I got the opacity I was after so much more quickly. And I've been meaning to try this technique again, but I haven't gotten around to it. But it's great for painting like big things. I did the same thing on this Coven throne over here. Let go, Neferata. It takes forever to build up white ink sometimes, and so I just dry brushed first, and you can kind of see some of that dry brush texture if I zoom in, like on this guy's shoulders. But then the dustiness gets really knocked back by the white ink, and then I also applied some more fluorescent red ink, like after the white ink, and it's good. It was good to speed up the process on a big model, especially. You Reddit. Just an FYI to anyone interested in that Slapshot game, he's only got one sub on Patreon. Oh yeah, there's a thing going on. I like looked up some shit on my phone, and whatever sub I clicked on, it was like, this sub is private, and I was like, since fucking when? There is a blackout period right now on Reddit because they changed the way third-party apps integrate with the website?
Yeah, they announced and back in April, they started talking about how they were going to introduce some changes to the API and some API pricing, and they were like, it's going to be very reasonable. Everyone should be able to afford it. It's no problem. And then they announced what those changes would be like a week ago. And it's like iPhone users, many iPhone users browse Reddit on the app Apollo, and the creator of that app was like, it would cost me in API fees about $10 million a year.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's $12,000 for like 50,000 API calls or something like that.
Damn, dude.
The pricing is outrageous. $20 million a year. Yeah, and then there was some kerfuffle, and basically the CEO of Reddit was caught in a bold-faced complete lie when he said that the maker of the Apollo app, that's why I brought him up, was like trying to shake down the company or blackmail them, I think was his exact word. And the maker of Apollo was like, okay, I have every conversation recorded, and I'm just going to publish them now.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like, here you go. These are the conversations I had where I was lied to about what these changes would be. Yeah. all the receipts, and Reddit has made the wrong move at every. We may be searching for a new primary internet social media platform for sharing news and stuff soon. Who knows? These platforms can die. We've been in a period of stability for a while. Like Dig used to be what Reddit is today. Who the hell uses Dig anymore?
Not me. I mean, damn. Our forum's gonna die forever. I've just moved to Fediverse instead. I did the same replacement to Twitter and have been happy with it.
The real trick with replacing Twitter for me was I basically never used it anyway, so. Amazing. Less time on Reddit is good for us anyway. So that's what the blackout's about. That's the very, very Spark Notes version, is that the company is being incredibly shitty and just keeps hitting the gas on that. And so a lot of subreddits have just gone, yeah, we're going to shut down for a couple days or maybe forever.
Is the mini painting subreddit private right now?
Maybe.
Anyone know? I'm kind of just curious what their stance is on that.
A lot of the defaults are down. Yep, miniature painting is private.
Wow. Cool.
My favorite thing of all this was /r unexpected went dark really early.
Nice.
As soon as like people started talking about it, they're like, "Yeah, we're shutting it down now." Gotcha. Love it.
On brand even now.
Yeah, I think the number's actually a lot higher than that. Leshoyadot. Richard needs, the issue is not the idea of charging for API access, it's the prices that they want to charge are not affordable for anyone and is quite obviously a play to shut down all third-party apps. It's the same thing that happened with Twitter.
I've never been a huge Reddit user.
I sadly have. I used to poop on Reddit, and then it got its hooks into me somehow.
I don't think that's a sad thing.
It kind of is, because I spend too much time online as is. They don't need a social media platform encouraging that. Yeah, even Twitter doesn't charge this much. Yeah, it's true. And that's the prices that Twitter charges basically killed all third-party apps. And Reddit has gone even higher.
So, did Twitter have like a similar issue with like the people outcrying and then they just didn't fix it?
Pretty much.
Okay.
They're moving in opposite directions though, because Twitter got bought by Elon and made private. And then Elon made changes and, all that stuff. Whereas with Reddit is ramping up for a future IPO to go public, like truly public. So.
Okay. All right. I've done some repair work to the skulls on this side of the Dread Abyssal. I haven't done any on this side, and I know I've made some mistakes. But now let's try to use some mineral spirits and a makeup spongy thing to wipe off some of this panel liner, but not all of it. To see what happens here. And we'll zoom in a little bit too so you can see better what's going on here.
Zoom and enhance.
Enhance. I'm not an expert, but I like the idea of these makeup sponges. They just seem like an ideal tool for getting into smaller areas. And they're kind of more dense, so they're not gonna like rip off foam on the model a lot. I like these things. I think at first I will try just to wipe it off, just to see what happens. And then if that doesn't do anything, which it probably won't, I will use some mineral spirits. Well, let's just see what happens if you do it dry. Let me get that in the middle of the frame, and then we'll do a little autofocus, just so y'all can see what's going on. Nice. They're also good for Scott's eyeshadow. Careful with those things. If you leave them out exposed to the air, they decay and fall apart into dust. Whoa. Yeah, I keep them closed and in the dark. So far, pretty good. All right, let's see what happens though. This should be the easiest thing to do, just wiping it off of these higher rib-esque things. Looking at the brush, I see nothing, okay. I'm going to dip it in mineral spirits, and then I'm going to dab most of that mineral spirits off on some paper towel. I want like the lightest kiss of mineral spirits.
Man, he didn't even like just breathe it all off. That's the stuff.
That's it. Off to a good start. These are my preferred as well. I used to keep them at my pegboard organizer, and now I just keep them in a sealed bag in a drawer. Okay, interesting. Stop moving. Uh-oh. Okay, there's still some wet stuff. Okay. Not like oil paints at all.
I was right.
You were right. There is some stuff that's pooling that's still wet, and it's obviously getting soaked up by the giant sponge, but that's not what we're wanting to see happen. We're wanting to see some of that dark gray come back on these larger raised areas, and we are not. And so we will not continue with the panel liner. That doesn't mean this is a bad product for the chosen application. It's just good to know that it doesn't work like we wanted it to work. Okay. Back to painting skulls. The fast dry time. It's not an oil, it's an enamel, but people kind of assume they live in a similar world. I guess at least for like the first 3 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe they do. But
well, some enamel products stay wet for quite a while. Like streak and grime is an enamel product.
Oh yeah, that would work like you expected it to work.
Yeah.
But a panel liner, maybe it's got something else going on inside of it that we're not totally aware of.
The more mineral spirits you add, the faster it dries. That may be a big part of it, is that panel liner is so thin that it dries and cures much quicker than something that's more goopy.
Yes, and this is the product we're using. We're using panel liner. So this is not a conclusion on all enamel products, and much less on all oil products. Those work fine for what I tried to do.
Actually, instead of getting back to painting skulls,
yes,
it's 3:55.
And
I mean, we're almost done.
Evan wants to be done, Chad. He wants to get out of here.
Who should we raid? I'm not gonna lie. I haven't eaten yet today, and I'm starving.
All right, chat. We're gonna do Evan a salad, and we're gonna end the stream a little bit early. Just 5 minutes though.
We actually started super on time today too. So
nice. Who should we raid today? No nut time?
I raided the bag over there a little bit. I snuck off and did nut time without telling anybody.
Wow, Evan did he chose to not do a bit. That is very uncharacteristic.
Well, the truth is I wasn't eating the nuts. I was eating the that crumble stuff. So
not on brand. Hear me out, Mike Genie says. Straight acetone. Yeah,
it'll work.
It will. Yeah, it will. I don't want to try it though, but it will work. Raid Marco Frezzoni.
Oh, that's gonna always raid Marco from now on.
We did already raid Marco.
We did that last week. That was his first stream last week. This would be stream number 3 or 4 now.
3 or 4 now. We like to mix it up a little bit though. Shameful nut time in secret. Yeah, that's what happened.
Listen, Scott was too busy creaming Neferata, and so I just needed to get a little nut time into my own.
Mavericks Paint, thank you for the sub. We appreciate it. I will never stop recommending the Marco method for wet palette. Changed my life. I'm not sure if I know what that is. I'll have to check out the video.
Oh, I see.
Let's turn into a Matt Yee stream real fast. All right.
We got Jimmy the Brush. We got Mohawk Miniatures.
Wayne O'Ween, thanks for the sub. Atomic Mass is streaming. Let's fucking raid them.
Hey, that's an interesting idea.
That sounds fun.
Atomic Mass Games.
How many viewers they got?
62.
It's always fun. I don't have a ton of viewers on Twitch, but it's always fun to outdo a company. Let's raid them. Got it all lined up, Evan?
I will if I can spell the word raid. Yeah, all right, we're good.
Raiding down is always the move. Yeah, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Sure, yeah. All right,
raid XQC.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, we raided BSJ one time and never again. He did not give a shit about us. Shameful that time in secret for the raid message. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out for this stream and for finishing up Neferata, the mounted portion of the model. We'll continue painting the Dread Abyssal in a future stream, but also next stream, because we hit 5,000 likes on the comic book Pizza Boy, I am contractually obligated to paint a dick butt on his cell phone, and I said I would, and I will. So we're gonna do that at the beginning of next stream, and then
next paint stream.
Next paint stream.
Because this Thursday we're playing AOS, 2K points, real AOS, baby.
Real. Say, if you want to see if my opinion changes, show up at the end of that stream, and I'll let you know. Spoilers, it won't. But yes.
But it could.
It could, maybe. Who knows? Maybe you're all right, and then the game's gonna just change completely. But you're wrong. It won't.
Also, thanks to Wayne Owen for subscribing with Prime like a minute ago. I don't know if we called that one out.
Oh, we probably did not. Thank you. You said Wayne Owen. I said Wayne O'Ween. Wayne O'Ween. No longer a so pro. 2K points, big boy, indeed. Scott's too invested in his opinion. This is true. I have too much ego put in my opinion. It can't change now.
It's just the truth is that Scott just loves his Space Marines so much that he can't simp for Age of Sigmar because he's a 40K boy.
Exactly. He's totally right.
See you guys on Thursday.
See you on Thursday for a 2K point game, and then see you next Tuesday for another painting stream. Thank you for all the support, the subs, the donations, the bits. Love it all. I appreciate it. All right. See you guys later. Peace.